broskies. Studio Q, baby.
Studio Q show. Now you know.
Hey everybody, happy President's Day. It's your girl Quencie, host and founder of Studio Q, with a very special kind of show. This is different. I am going to be talking to LA Rocker. Who is LA Rocker? Well, I came across her during my TikTok live streams, y'all. If you want to know where I'm hanging out these days, it's on TikTok. I'm trying to grow my audience over there, and so I went live a few times. And LA Rocker was in the she was in the comments, and she said she had a message for me or something. Long story short, we end up talking on Instagram. You know, the Instagram, how you can talk like FaceTime for about 3 hours. I am not lying. Okay. We was talking about everything. She was talking to me and a bunch of other people who I couldn't see. All right. So this is a departure, a bit of a departure from my regular programming, you know, where I'm just interviewing people about Whitney or just to interview. Like, this is different. This is a psychic medium, a person with special gifts. I'm not trying to convince anybody watching that it's real, that it's that you should believe it. This is just, I'm interested in it. And today is the day. On this day in 2012, Whitney was actually laid to rest. So anytime I get an opportunity to say what's up to Whitney, because I know her spirit is big, okay, I'm going to do it. Not to mention just learning about somebody with gifts. And so you'll have a chance to ask some questions, not on screen, but in the comments and toward the end of the broadcast. So shout out to everybody who subscribed on YouTube and is watching or just passing through and watching on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Soul TV. Thank you for tuning in. And shout out to everybody on For the Love of Whitney. I'm going live on this day specifically because, like I said, on this day in 2012, Whitney was actually laid to rest in Fairview, in Westfield, New Jersey, Fairview Cemetery. So, you know, closing out February in that kind of way as it concerns Whitney Houston. But we're going to be talking to other people as well, because she talks to all kinds of people. But we're going to find out about her first. And like I said, I'm not trying to convince you, so this might not be something that you're into. So you can skip this broadcast if it doesn't appeal to you. You don't believe in it. You have religious beliefs, all that. Skip it. But what I'm not going to allow, okay, is for you to be disrespectful in the comments. So if I see somebody being disrespectful in the comments because you disagree or you don't believe, I will block you, just to let you know, just to give you a heads up. So, you know, if it's not your cup of tea, keep it moving. I ain't never professed to be for everyone, okay? But this is interesting to me. We clicked on TikTok, and I'm like, come on, let's do a live. Especially you talking to Whitney. Come on, you talking to Whitney? Whitney talking to me? Shoot, let's do the dang thing. So here we are. So let me give a little introduction to her before she comes on, and we talk a little bit about her, and then we'll talk to some people that she's talking to. Okay, and then we can take some of your questions from the chat. But no, keep putting the questions in, or hold your questions to the end, okay? We will get to you, and if I skip you, put your question in again. And if I skip you again, it might not be your turn. It might not be your day to be seen. But you can always schedule a private session with her if you really want to know the answers. All right. So let me get to the intro of LA Rocker. This is LA Rocker. Okay. She is a psychic medium, healer, and a serial mompreneur. She is able to talk to all kinds of spirits, past, living, unborn, animals, and on and on. She also can talk to a person's higher spirit. She also uses her abilities to help executives make business decisions and help others find their true happiness. She has multiple businesses, which include Rancid Apples, Stew Stand, and Intuitive Happiness Life Coach, as well as a spiritual business advisor. In 2020, she was told she had a mission to deliver messages to people, but she didn't really take it serious. So she ignored it as much as she could. She started getting these messages. Spirits were coming to her with messages in the form of apples. Ta-da, her business, Rancid Apples, were born. She would try to ignore them, the apples, and would just stay in her head constantly until she got it out. So she started drawing them out. Once they were gone, she was good. These spirits are always telling her something. They just walk into her room and tell her who they want to talk to. A lot of these people are celebrities, so her mission is kind of hard, but also exciting. She loves to help people, but she doesn't force what she does on anyone. Stew Stand is a pre-prepped meal service that delivers locally. Meals are cooked fresh every Sunday and delivered Monday through Saturday. Once she figures out the shipping code food game, she says she will be shipping outside of her city. So that is a little bit on LA Rocker. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring her in. What's up, LA Rocker?
Hey, what's
How
going
are
on,
you?
Q?
Girl, we didn't jump from TikTok to Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon.
Right. Okay. Yes. We just
We
all
listen,
over the place.
we literally were strangers.
literally. I was told to come to you. I was told to like 2 or 3 days before you logged on, they had flashed me a picture of you, and I'm like,
wait a minute, who is they? Who is they?
So I work with like multiple beings and multiple spirits. Okay, I work with multiples, and if I have a question, like when they give me a mission, I'm like, how am I supposed to complete this mission? And then I'm like, I need some help. So then your picture popped into my head, and I always get notifications from TikTok. Like my notification is like 400 because I don't never click on it. And this particular day, it said Studio Q, and I just happened to just hit it. Don't know why I did it, but I hit it, and you were there, and I'm like, that's her. Like that's the woman right there. So that's why I said, and then I said to you like, hey Q, like me and you already knew each other or whatever, because you were like, do I know you? I'm like, no.
Did I say that?
You was like, do I know you? Let me check and see if I know you personally. And I was in the comments like, no. But what's going on? So that's how that went down. So I was led to you. I was told to come to you.
Wow. And why exactly were you led to me, and why exactly were you told to come to me?
Because so I had asked, they had gave me a mission that I'm supposed to complete. And I'm like, how am I going to get this done? This is harder than what I thought it was going to be. And they're like, I'm like, I need some help. You need to send me some help. And then that's when you came through. They were saying that you would make it easier for me to make the contacts that I need to make contact with. So I'm like,
I don't know nobody. That's crazy.
But then as I was sitting on your live, you started mentioning, I had said something to you about emailing celebrities or try how to get in contact with them. You did teach me something. You told me to email them or find their I think you said their manager, but not their
publicist or manager.
Yeah, you said not their agent or something. You said you'll find it. And I'm like, I gotta pay for it? You're like, no, just do your research, you'll find them. So I mean you did teach, you were teaching me something for sure.
Oh wow.
Helping me out. So that worked.
So this is how we all came to be, you guys. She was led to me. I took a bite of the apple, you know. We end up talking off the app on another app, and here we are. So now you guys know how we got together for this particular live, you know, because I'm like, okay, well, let's go live and talk about you to the people and everything. And, you know, I have a huge Whitney community. So anything about Whitney, love that. But let's start off with you, LA Rocker. Talk about the gift that you have. When did you find out that you had it? Let's go on back. Let's go on back in LA Rocker's history so we can bring everybody up to speed where we are now.
Okay. So it started when I was a kid. But you know, you're a kid. You don't know what the heck is going on. Like
What age range?
When I first paid attention to it, or let me just say when I first thought I was going crazy. How about that? When I first thought I was going crazy, I was like, I had to be about 5 or 6 because I was going to my grandmother's house after school and my parents were at work. So I was going to her house after school and they had, I had fell asleep. And when I fell asleep on her couch, it was daytime, but when I woke up, it was night and they weren't in the kitchen anymore. So I was downstairs by myself and I seen this man walk past my grandmother's, dining room door. It just walked past her dining room, but the way he was going, it's like a bathroom back there. So it's no way for him to get out. And he had on like a black Kango, a black leather jacket, like 70s gear. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was my dad, you know, just waking up. And I'm like, Dad, you know, like, Dad, and he's not answering me. He just keeps walking. So I'm sitting here like, then I take off, run up the steps, because now I'm freaking out. Like, somebody's downstairs. So I told my grandmother that there was a man downstairs, and she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is now. She's like, no, it's not. Yeah. So then all of a sudden she just told me like, no, it's not. Like, you know, telling me to just let it go. So I let it go. And I do remember my mom and them mentioned like some type of mental illness might have ran on that side of the family. You see what I'm saying? So I think my grandma was just trying to protect me from, you know, having mental illness, thinking I had a mental illness or whatever. So I left it alone, kind of, but I was always hearing somebody calling my name. I was always seeing things, hearing things. The scariest thing was for me was hearing them say my name in my ear, you know, so it was just different types of things that I never would speak of because I thought I was going crazy. So that's how that all happened. And then it came like bum rushing back when my son, I think like 15 years ago. No, before that, because I knew my son was a boy. I knew he was coming. I knew all that was happening. So it's been around.
So wait a minute. How long of a break did you take from thinking that you were crazy to accepting, okay, this is part of who I am and I'm not mentally ill. This is a gift.
Okay, so it would mainly be stronger if I was being stressed out or if I was in some type of distress. Like something would happen and it would mainly stick out, but it's always been there because I will always see people who's done passed away and just think I'm just tripping. You see what I'm saying? So it would always be there. And then I would always say things and not know where they came from. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really like pay attention to it and like really start indulging in it until about 15 years ago.
Okay.
But I would always say things or do something and people were like, why you do that? Or why you feel weird? And I just be saying like, what did I do? You see what I'm saying? I didn't do anything. So that's just how that went. So it's been like.
So what happened 15 years ago? Because obviously you were resisting this.
I can't even say I was resisting it. I mean, I remember a guy died when I was in high school. He had died. The whole school was sad about about this man. And then I went to this thing in Cincinnati called the Black Family Reunion. And I was in the 12th grade and I was down there with a bunch of friends and I seen him in the crowd and he was looking directly at me. And I was like, hey, there's such and such. And I looked at them and I turned back and he was gone. But I remember them saying, one of them saying like, girl, he died. And I'm just like, okay, you know, and run on. So 15 years ago, 15 years ago, I was taken to have oral surgery. And the medication must have like had me like really zonked out because I had a friend who had recorded me and I was crying, I was boo-hooing, and I was talking to my grandfather. And how we knew I was talking to him was because he said certain cuss words. And I was saying it to her because she was interrupting him and he was telling her to shut up, but he was saying these cuss words. So then he had told me some stuff about some things that was hidden and he told me where to find them, but they weren't there anymore. Where he told me to go look for them. So, and it was on from there. Like it was just on from there. From that point on, it was.
But what was it about 15 years ago that made you kind of step into it?
It was that particular situation, just being under that anesthesia and being so under. And once she showed me that video, it's like I couldn't ignore it because what happened was I would turn my TV off at night and hear whispers like, "Do you think she's asleep? She's asleep. Is she asleep? Are you sure? Yeah, look in there." And then I'll look up and then or like if I didn't turn the TV off, I would mute the TV and they'll be checking to see if I'm asleep. Is she sleeping? Do you think she's asleep? And what the heck? Like, and I would jump in and you hear them say, no, she's woke. Like,
so when did you start talking back to them? So obviously they were talking to you long before you start talking back to them.
Yeah.
Talk about the first time you start talking back to them.
Okay, so we had a fire alarm and I had just put a new battery in this fire alarm. And the fire alarm would wait till 3 o'clock in the morning to just be like, just go off, beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, what the heck? But it wasn't like, it's smoke in the house beep. It was a weird type of beep. And then I would just be like, you better hush. My damn kids got to go to bed, got to go to school tomorrow. And it would cut off. And then how I had my bed, okay, so when you walk into the room, particularly the door was going this way. So I could have my bed on this wall or that wall. and I had it on this wall so I couldn't see into the hallway because they would be looking at me like this from the hallway, like. And I
you
used
could
to
see,
be
you
like,
could see them. You could see them.
yeah, I could see them looking at me. So I had my bed on this wall so I couldn't see in the hallway. You see what I'm saying? So when I started yelling at that fire alarm, that's when they just started coming through and started following me through my house, telling me things. And I used to just be like, leave me alone. You see, go away. I don't know these people. And or if I'll be walking past somebody, they'd be like, get her. Or they'd be like, call this person or inbox this person, or can you get in contact with her? If I'm scrolling on Facebook, they'd be like, her. And then when I inbox the person, like, hey, I have a message for you. And they'd be like, what the hell? Is she crazy? So a lot of people think I'm crazy right now.
Wow.
And that's how it came about. It was just a lot.
But I mean, I want to know how you went from talking back to them to doing what they say.
Okay.
Because that's a whole different thing. I can have a conversation with you, but now you're giving me tasks and a to-do list.
So it went from them telling me things to, I had another friend whose mom had passed, was going to pass. And her mom had contacted me and was talking to me while I slept, while I moved through the house. She was just telling me all types of things to tell her daughter. And I called my friend and I said, hey, your mom, you know, where is she at? And she said she's in the hospital. She's not coming back home. And I'm like, I got something to tell you. So then I just started running it down to my friend. And basically her mom just told me she wasn't coming home and she needed her to get some things in line. And my friend hung up on me. She hung up on me, you know, and that's understandable. Nobody wants to hear that. So from that point on, when I seen that she wouldn't leave me alone, and it was just driving me crazy. You know how little kids just be like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can we do this? And you be like, go sit down. And they're like, but I need to do this. And it was just like that. It's constant. It's everything you see. You take a nap. You can't, if it's really important, you take a nap, you go to sleep, you just constantly hearing them. It's like being asleep, but you woke. Mm-hmm. So I just said, all right. But then I am still kind of hard-headed because I only do it just enough to get you to leave me alone. I wasn't doing it to the full extent that I'm doing it now because I was ignoring them. I was ignoring them. I was still making my money. I was doing everything. And now they're like, no, this is it. Then I got sick, really sick in 2020. And I started having these seizure strokes. And while I was like down and couldn't move, you know, like I usually do, that's when they really started hitting me with all these messages I need to deliver. So, and then they were telling me, I'm like, I just inbox the message. So I would go to these celebrities' pages and go in inbox and I think I'm telling them everything. Yeah. Then I go back to review what I said. And it's like, I am LA Rocker. I'm LA Rocker. I need to talk to you. And I'm like, that's not what I said. And they're like, no, we need face to face. You need to tell this person only. If I went to tell somebody else the message, they would shut me down. If they didn't trust the person, they would shut me down to where I couldn't remember what it was I had to tell them. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not meant for them. It's meant for the person that I drew the apple for. So it was coming to me in the form of an apple. So to start helping me get them out and not stress so much over it, I just started drawing these apples.
And talk about this because you have the rancid apples in the back, but I also had you send me a few so you can upload it. So talk about, I'm going to go through each one. So talk like, what is this?
So that's Keith Lee. He came through as Keith Congery. Keith was going through some type of dispute with someone, and they had came to me before this dispute had started and told me to let him know that he is to continue to keep going, don't pay that person any attention, and to stay focused. And then I think like 2 days after that, I seen he had made a TikTok and he was saying that he had gotten into it with a woman about some things or whatever. So that right there is Keith Lee. That's Keith Congery.
But how'd you know it was Keith Lee when it comes
It's a feeling. It's a feeling you get. It's like, have you ever had a dream and you can't really see the person's face, but you know it's them?
Yes.
And that's how it was. It was,
okay.
I know it was him. And then the things that they were saying to me, and they were saying that he was highly protected, which he already knew because, you know, he's always talking about God and everything. But they just wanted him to confirm and to know it, but to keep going because greater things were coming for him. So as you can see, like in the back of the Keith Lee thing, it was supposed to be Las Vegas, and he toured Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Just eating and just sharing his thoughts on food.
Gotcha.
And that was
what about this?
That right there is Dashing Apple. That's Dame Dash. Dame Dash. Aaliyah walked in my room. I think the end of November, and she was telling me she needs to talk to Dame. So I had went I was trying to find Dame, and I had went on, just to make the story short, I went on Instagram, and he was live, and I kept telling him, I need to talk to you, and he was ignoring me. And then one day he said, I need to talk to you too. And I'm like, yes, I got him. But then he went back to ignoring me. So I just hopped in the car with my daughter and her friend, and we went to Indiana, and I got him, and I delivered the message, and I went on about my business.
Mm-hmm. So this was Dame Dash coming to you.
That was Aaliyah coming to me.
Who is this?
Now that right there is Takeoff. Takeoff has a message for Cardi B, and she kept bouncing around. This kept bouncing around in my head, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, and I knew it was Cardi, so I drew it to get it all out of my head, and I got his message, but I'm not allowed to talk about his message on here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there's rules.
Yeah.
I'm about that rule. Like,
once I deliver it to them, but I have to get their permission to talk about it.
Yeah, I've only interviewed one psychic medium, somebody with spiritual gifts before, and one of the things before we even got to what she had to say was all about the spirits and the ancestors and permission, and you can say, like, I was like, okay, it's a hierarchy going on here.
So this right here is 50 Cent. His grandmother and his mother would like to talk to him. It's his message is, I can't tell you the message, but it's more in the form of protection. And what he thought he was getting, and they had a few jokes. They were just laughing and saying like what he thought he was getting away with, but he wasn't really getting away with it. They were funny. So that's what 50 Cent. It's more of a protection message for him.
Okay. Now, this is what I want to know. I want to know how your gift shows, how your gift has impacted the relationships with your family, mom, dad, cousin, and your kids. Because if you're the center of this and you're talking to your kids 1 second, then 5 seconds later, you're talking to Tupac. Like, I'm trying to understand how your life goes.
Okay, so my parents, everybody is pretty much cool with it for the most part. Parents, siblings, nieces, nephews, kids, they support me. I have some aunts that support me, some uncles that support me. The kids, so if I'm in the midst of a conversation with somebody, the kids will walk in, they'll be like, who you talk to? And I'll be like, me and the spirit will laugh. A couple of weeks ago, I had, who was in my room? Kim Porter, Marilyn Monroe, and Aaliyah was all in the room at the same time. And my daughter is taller than them. Not so much as, she's taller than Marilyn. That's who she was standing in front of. And they were looking around her. And I'm like, why are you standing in front of them? She's like, well, tell them 1 second. I'm like, well, can you move? Because I'm trying to see them too. Like, can you move? And she's like, oh my God. So the kids, they have their own abilities. They're just running from it right now. They see things here and there that freaks them out. But for the most part, everybody is cool with it. I'll tell my parents some stuff, and they be like, oh, all right. Okay, well, go ahead and go do it. The day I went to go see Dash, I ran into some issues to try to get to him, Dane. And, my parents was like, here, we got you. They helped me out. And then I told them where I was going. They're like, well, go do your mission and be safe. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Everybody, for the most part, is really supportive. Really
That's
supportive.
beautiful. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Because if you thought you was crazy, I'm sure other people can chime in, and this could be really, a horrible thing to have to live with and have relationships if they weren't supportive.
Right. Long as the main ones are supportive, I'm good. I don't care about other people. I don't care. Yeah. I'm just here to deliver the message and go about my business. And people call for help. They have pains, they have illnesses. I help with that. It's just different things. I know what I'm here for. So I deliver my message.
Talk about the different things that you do, because in my intro it said, okay, that you talk to spirits past, living, unborn, animals, and on, and you also can talk to somebody's higher spirit. Like, I think one time we was talking, you know how to name my higher spirit, High Q. Okay, High Q. Okay,
yes.
The high meaning many different reasons.
Right. I get it. You ain't got to tell me.
I know. I don't know. Why am I over explaining to somebody who probably know more than me? So how can you differentiate how that goes? Like, from an animal to an unborn person to see, can you see the future too?
Sometimes it changes. Okay. It changes depending on how many times you look at it. How about that? Or depending on how what if the like I try not to tell people what I see if they're not in any kind of danger, because people try to change to make it go the way they want it to go, and then now the future done changed, and now what you wanted is not coming because you done tried to go where I told you what was going to show up for you in the future. And that's where the problem comes in at. I talk to unborn spirits. When I say unborn, I talk to babies that haven't been born yet, or babies that have been here before and they on their way back. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain.
Do they know do they pick their parents?
Yes, they do. And they watch them. Some of them watch them from childhood. Some of them watch them. Some pass away, and then they go through like some type of like a review, and then the kids end up in like this classroom. Nobody has on a shirt, but they have on diapers, and they're all like watching. And then like other past spirits, like your ancestors or your aunt, uncle, whoever might pass away, can be pick that child for you to come down. You see what I'm saying? So it's so funny. It's like it's so okay. It's so many people raising their hand right now.
Look, I have a picture. My picture of you is Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost, where you're sitting down and there's like a million people ready to jump in your body and say something.
No, we don't play all the time. Okay, they know not to touch me. When they touch me, it's like a really, really. You ever had your hand in some ice and then somebody touch you? It's really cold like that. You see what I'm saying? So everybody knows, like, okay, don't touch her. Don't touch her. Well, newcomers might get excited and be like, hey, and they touch me, and then I'm like, don't touch me. It's too cold. So when I say I talk to your higher self, I talk to your higher you, who looks like you, who is where you're trying to get to. So they'll give me a blueprint of how you got there and tell you what steps to take, and you'll be there. Like if you stay consistent.
But if it's my highest me, ain't I gonna get there anyway? What they got to tell me if I'm gonna get there? I'm gonna get there.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, your spirit just said, who the hell says ain't I? She said, so she just said, oh my God, like that. She just did that. You will eventually get there, but why make everything so hard on yourself? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. If I can tell you how to get there and half the time, why wouldn't you take it? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But people don't understand that the flesh can be stronger than the spirit. You'll get an urge like, I shouldn't be doing this, and you'll still do what you shouldn't be doing. You see what I'm saying? So she said, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for telling me like that. So you see what I'm saying? Like it goes like this. I talk to who your higher self is. She has like your spirit will always tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Your flesh can lie. Your spirit, you tell me like, Tish, I looked at that apple when I bit, it was blue on the inside. And your spirit will be like, I'm lying. I am lying. Do you hear me? And it's just like that. So that's how I talk to the higher spirit. Past spirits is people that's done been here and done passed away. Babies that's done took a breath. They still continue to grow in the other world, in the spirit world. Grandparents that's done passed away, and people that's done passed away that's older sometimes look 10 years to 15 years younger than they was when they passed away. It's different things for everybody. Rocks. I heard a rock talking to me one day. I've done spoken to horses in the equestrian world to help people with their horses. Lizards, dogs. It goes on. Anything with a spirit. Everything is a spirit at the end of the day. Everything is a spirit. Goodness. Everything has a voice at the end of the day.
What about babies, like people who have had miscarriages?
Still talk to them. And they'll say, I was just a test to see if they're really ready for me, or I'm coming back, just not yet. Things are not right. Or I'm not going to come back, but I'm going to sing this one.
If somebody has a miscarriage, right? And then they have a rainbow baby, like the next year they have a baby. Is that the same spirit or a new spirit?
It depends on if they want to come back as a new one. Sometimes the ones that's done miscarried over, they don't want to come back. So they'll send another one.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, okay, I'm coming this time. Or if the parent only has one child, then they're cool with that. They'll be the niece. It's like different things that happen. But it's basically like, it's just
so
different.
fluid. It's so fluid.
I know, right? It just flows.
It's like I could be a dog, a rock, a bird.
Most people choose to come back as a human. Like,
Okay.
I'm telling the truth. I've heard that people come back as a dog or something like that. But every time I've seen mine, I've always been a human. A different race, maybe, but I've always been a human. If that makes sense.
So have we all lived multiple lives?
Mostly everybody has, yes.
Okay.
Mostly everybody has. You know, people choose to come here. They think it's going to be like, well, no, let me take that back. People do choose to come here, but a lot of people choose to come here because they're thinking that they're fighting for the good fight, you know, to help people out, to help them all wake up. You'll get an idea and you think it came from your brain, but it actually comes from the spirits. You see what I'm saying? So everything is like a circle that just plays out. Okay, this is what you're going to do today. Okay, I'm going to do this today. This is what I'm going to send her today. You send this to her today. You said, wow. Okay, it's almost time.
wait a second. Who was that?
It's Miss Monroe.
Look, I got a picture of her because it's Black History Month. And one of the things that Marilyn Monroe is super famous for is making sure that Ella Fitzgerald got to be booked in this club. Can she talk about what made her do that?
She said, "Oh, it's my friend." And here goes Miss Ella Fitz. Here she is, Miss Ella Fitzgerald. Here she go. Yes, ma'am.
What they say in LA?
Hold on, my scalp got chills on it now. That's funny. Hold on. So Marilyn has been getting ready for this day since the day she found out I was doing this. And I had told her, like, you know, they can't see you. And she ran out of my room. And then like 2 hours later, she came running back in my room. And she's like, "Can somebody help me zip up my dress?" And I'm like, "They can't see you." And she said, "Oh, no. I always have to stay stage ready." And I'm like, okay, you know, so, but she said that it was a time, she said that happened in a time that she really needed her. Miss Ella Fitzgerald really needed her. And she said it was nothing that was going to keep her from standing there and doing what's right for her. She said that she had a really bright spirit and she really loved her. She said, "Oh, I love her so much." And those two just hugged just now. And hold on. They're talking amongst each other because Miss Ella Fitzgerald just said, "Girl, I like that dress." And she said, "They told me not to wear it." So I just asked Miss Ella Fitzgerald, how was it having Marilyn? She said I just asked her, how was it having her as a friend? And she said, "Oh, she was a total sweetheart." She said she didn't like how she was perceived, but she understood that was an act for Marilyn. That wasn't who she truly was. That was just something she turned on. She said, but getting to know her on the personal level, she said, "Oh my gosh, she was so misunderstood and underrepresented, if that makes sense."
Yeah.
She said, "But I love her till this day." So they're still really good friends. They just haven't seen each other.
Oh, wow. So what does Marilyn want to say to us? She all dressed up. We can't see her, but we can see this picture.
"I'm here." She said, "I'm here." I said, "Okay, you're here." Look, she just laughed. And she said, "I'm here. I'm here for support and just let us know I'm here." And she just sitting there. She sat back down on the couch. Like, it just,
wow.
It is what it is. Yes, ma'am.
She said, my presence is the present.
She said, "Stay stage ready." That's what she said. I have to stay stage ready. When she found out that it was a possible chance for her to perform, she said she ran out and she came back in and she had on this dress. It's like it's a tight fitting form dress. She said, "Tell him it's the one I wear on the red carpet. It's known. It's really my dress." That's what she just said. "Tell him it's this one." So I just said to her, "So how do you feel about," I said, "Would you like to tell them how you felt about being played as an airhead?" And then she said, "Absolutely not true. Absolutely not true." She said, but she was never able to show her true side because it was always act to who she truly was. And then Miss Ella Fitzgerald said, "Absolutely not true." And she's like very stern, very solid woman.
Okay.
Yes. She said, "What is that?" Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. Okay.
Well, listen, now you know You know, the thing that makes me go, where's my on-air sign?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait. Girl, what is going on with my it's supposed to be in the frame. I don't know what I did. Has it not been in the frame the whole time?
Nah, it's been like, there you go. It's in the frame now.
I know, but you seem far away. I be like want to talk to you way close.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like we're at a distance, so I always bring it closer. Ashley said Marilyn had to be smart dealing with the Kennedys.
Oh, very smart. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks a lot. It's on and popping now. She said, let's talk about it. She said, I was misrepresented on how I truly was. She said it made it seem like I was constantly the bad person, but it wasn't actually all me. I was being pursued a lot of the time by multiple people in the family. She said there was a lot of jealousy that was playing in that, and she was caught in the middle of it, and it was just easier for them to point the finger at her. She said, girl, you done got this woman on her knees on my couch. Talk to me. She said, okay. She said how I was represented is not fair. She said, but I take my bumps and bruises. She said, and I'm doing better now. I do a whole lot better now. She said, if I had known the things that I know now, she said, I did it again.
Ashley cracking up.
Let it be known, it wasn't all me.
Well, listen. You today is the day that Whitney was actually laid to rest in 2012. And is Whitney in the room? Is she in the air?
You already know she just walked in. Tells her, okay, here go. This is my turn now. It's my turn. So
when it comes to me, it's always Whitney's turn.
Look, she said, okay, it's my turn now. It's my turn now. And they just laugh. Like it's they're in different eras. Like they're in different times. You know what I'm saying? So Marilyn wouldn't know Whitney. You know what I'm saying? And personally. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
It's so funny to just see all these women in different eras. Like Aaliyah standing here and they're just like surrounding me.
Wow.
Can before we start with Whitney, can I please mention Big Pun? Because he's here. He's on this side.
Look, I already got a picture.
Okay.
Big Pun and Joe.
Big Pun really, 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 really needs to talk to Joe. When I tell you his face is in the camera, like you said, you like to be close up. He's like, can you tell him I need to talk to Joe? I need to talk to Joe. It's important. It's important. So if anybody could please tell Fat Joe that LA needs to talk to him, please, I would really appreciate it. There, I took care of it. He said, cool. He likes this picture. That's funny. That's funny.
That's a great looking picture of both of them.
Very, very. He said, yeah. Don't get him started. You know, he's conceited. He's very conceited. He's conceited. He said, yeah. You know, we was getting him back then. We was getting him. He is so funny. He's so funny. He thinks his hair is longer right now. He has longer hair. It's to his like shoulders. As he's talking to me, but he has on a hat. Okay. But his hair is longer.
All right.
So yes.
Okay. Big Pun, we got you, Big Pun.
We got you. Okay, Whitney's ready. She said, okay. My
Wait,
turn.
let me. I don't know do I have a picture of Whitney? Okay. That's her. Listen, I actually manifested that January of 2012. I said, Jesus, baby Jesus, God, Lord of all lords. Can I please get an exclusive with Whitney? Who knew that she was not only that she's gonna be in front of my mic, because Whitney was like, what in the hell are you doing here? She ain't never seen you.
She was excited to see you.
She was. But she ready?
Yeah, she said that she really wants people to understand that talking to you was not like talking to a starstruck paparazzi. She said you made her feel like she was just a normal, everyday, regular person. She said that's why she loved talking to you so much. She said it just flowed. Like she said, it seemed like I was Whitney Houston. It just felt like I was nippy. You know, I was just back in the day. That's funny because I didn't know that. But back in the day, you know, I would talk to just normal people. She said she actually talked to me as if I was a normal person. And that's why I loved her. Her energy just flowed. My energy just flowed. We just said and did whatever we were going to do. And then that was the end of it. She said there was truly no hiding. There was truly no what? Yeah. There was truly no hiding. There was truly no faking it. She said, who you got, who you saw is who you got. And she said, and she accepted me for that too. And that's why I look forward to her on the red carpet. Actually, when she saw you there, it made it easier for her to walk that red carpet or be on there. She said, because she really didn't want to be there.
Wow.
Yeah. She said it made it easier. When she saw you, you made her a little comfortable and everything. So there you have it.
And the hug she gave me, tell her she gives the best hugs.
She said, you already know. She said, she's so silly. Y'all are silly. Do not start today, please. Do not. She said, oh, girl. She hit my shoulder and said, oh, girl, hush. She said, we got you. Oh, she said, so I'm just the messenger right now.
Look, Monique said, I told you, Q. Monique is a part of my community who's like always, Whitney loved you. Whitney loved you. And I said, but you have to understand it's not so much I feel like, oh, it wasn't real now and all this kind of stuff. I'm talking about when I first met her and I prayed. I had to pray to be myself with her. I had to pray because I was so starstruck because I had loved her since I was 9. So, you know, it was hard. I thought she was just being nice to me because it was my insecurity, not hers. She was being her.
Okay, first let me just say, you know, I got a bad habit of acting out how they talk. So when they talking to me,
tell Whitney, don't be hurting. Don't be trying to get me. She got a smart mouth.
No, she's not being smart. She said, no, I'm not gonna do that today. I'm not gonna do that today. That's why she did. Like, I'm not gonna do that today. I'm not gonna do that today. She said, but I will if needed. She said, but it's never needed with you, Q. It's never needed with you. She just really wants to get across that how she really looked at you as a friend. Like you just showed that video, and I remember seeing that video on TikTok, and you were like, you had said something like, Whitney, it's me, or I'm right here, or it's me, or something like that. And her genuine reaction was, oh, what you doing here? You see what I'm saying? Like that was genuine. That was all truly genuine. And that's what she wanted you to know. Like, I knew you. She said, I knew these other paparazzis because they had been coming around for years. She said, but I knew you even before I met you. Her spirit recognized your spirit. So it was more of a friend thing. When I came onto your live, I said, hey, Q. And you said, do I know you for real? Because we friends in real life. I said, dang, I must have said it like that. You see what I'm saying? Because it felt like I knew you. You see what I'm saying? It's just, look, she just rubbed my shoulder and said, you doing good. You doing good.
Look, listen, one thing we know about Whitney, as anybody who's watching as a Whitney fan, we know Whitney is an encourager. Okay, Whitney Force,
like, she's on this side because it's backwards on the camera, but she's on this side and she's like, "You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing really good." That's what she just said. She just started laughing. She just started laughing.
Can you tell the people? Can you tell the people, is she with Bobby Christina? A lot of fans who want to. I know
Bobby Christina. She is. Look, she just stepped up. So she likes to step back and smile and look at everything. And she's saying that it made her happy to see her mom happy. She said that she kind of feels like she's in her mom's shadow when she was alive. And still to this day, she still feels like that. She said, but I'm okay with it because my mom is happy. And I understand that my energy is not her energy. My mom's energy was big and broad. She said, so I understand that my energy is not as big as my mom's, but I'm here. She said, I'm here and I'm enjoying this.
Oh, I love that for Bobby Christina. Nicole Marie says, tell her thank you for that beautiful hug at the music store.
She said, hold on, baby, make it clear. Which one? Which music store? Which music store?
Nicole, that's for you. That's for you.
Yes. She said, I hugged so many. Wait. Is Nicole brown skin?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. She got to respond again.
Okay.
So I just keep it moving until she respond. Nandy Johnson said Robin Crawford wrote that February was Nippy's favorite month, one of them. I don't know.
Why is that though? Why did Robin write that? Because it's okay. She said, so which one was it? She said it wasn't completely my favorite month, but it was one of them. She said that February is so filled with so much love and so much knowledge. She said it was one of them. I said, so which one? She said, the one I was born.
Nicole said the Mega Virgin Music Store. It was actually across the street from the MTV situation that I was at. So maybe it was the same day. Maybe it was the same day.
Same day that Q was talking about.
Because it was like Whitney week.
She said they had me, okay. She said, okay. She said they had me moving so much and so fast and had me doing so much that day. She said, then she was about to say, I don't. But then she said, I think I do. She said, because I hugged a woman really, really tight. She had felt like she needed me. She said, what did she whisper to you? She whispered something to you. She said, I whispered to her. What did she whisper? Something about thank you for being here, or something it's going to get better, or something like that. She said she whispered something to her when she hugged her.
Nicole said, yes, it was.
Nicole, when you get a chance, tell me what she whispered to you. Because she said she felt like you needed that hug. She said, girl, it was so many people there that was in pain. And
it was.
I could touch them all.
Girl, I thought, look, I was like, oh, she got a whole album premiere situation. Look, my interview was just the breakfast. She went over to another interview. She went outside.
Yeah.
She
said a lot of people look to her to just help and heal just about everything they were going through, whether it was physical, financial, whatever. And she said, if I could have just touched all of them, I would have. She said, so I just got the ones that were closer to me. She said, some I did reach over to, touch and do something, hoping that I could help them.
Oh my God. She said, Nicole Marie said she climbed on the table for me and we cried. What?
There you go.
Wow.
She said you was in pain. What you were dealing with something that just came in at the right time, Nicole? She said, I remember. That's what she said. I remember.
Oh, Jane No said happy mom and daughter are together.
Yes, they are. Just like they were. They're really close. They were really close. They're still really close. That's her baby. That's my baby. She's taller than her. It's so funny. She is so funny. She said, that's my baby. All y'all my baby, but Quencie is my baby. That's my baby.
Yes. And is. Yeah. George wants to know, can you ask her if MJ is there?
Oh, let's not talk about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is my homie. He is so funny. He's funny. A funny little story. My daughter, my daughter plays around. She plays around. She's a little scared of her abilities, but she plays around. And one day she came in my room and she's like, Mom, I want one of the celebrity men to come back as my daughter. And I said, what? She said, just ask them. So it was like a few of them in there. Like Prince said, hell no, I'm not coming back no time soon. Prince said, hell no, I'm not coming back. His name is XXX, the boy with the 3 X's. He said, nah, I'm done. I'm not. So Michael Jackson said, I'll do it. And I said, what? And he said, I'll do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I said, so you'll come back as her daughter? He said, yeah, like that. So my daughter said, if you're really going to come back as my daughter, I need to hear your song every time I ask you a question. So whenever she was like needed to make a decision and it was a yes or no, a yes, she would say, play your song. And he would do it. Play the song if it was something, or if he didn't respond, she'd be like, I think Mike was playing my emotions. So at one time, it played a song that I never knew he had made. You see what I'm saying? So Michael Jackson is hilarious. He's funny. So when she stopped talking to him, he came in and he was a little upset. And I said, what's going on? He said, why did Ivy stop talking to me? And I'm like, well, she's lifing right now. She has a new boy. He said, oh, I see how I'm just tossed to the side. So then she comes and I said, so you threw Michael to the side? She said, no, tell him I'm still here. I just don't feel like hearing his music. He's playing it too much. And I just left him alone. We just laughed at it. Michael Jackson is here. He's always here. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
Is he happy about the biopic that's coming out with his nephew?
He's happy that his family is involved in it. He said even if they don't get everything on point, he's still happy that they're a part of it. Mm-hmm. He said, and my nephew, isn't he so handsome? Michael Jackson he's a comedian. I like I said, if I had known them personally, certain ones personally, I think we would laugh all day long, be cracking up, because what we saw, you just was able to just be like in awe of them and not get to know them personally. You see what I'm saying?
You know what? My friend Emmanuel Lewis, who used to play Webster, and was Michael's friend. I can, like, all the years I was friends with him, and I never asked him to meet Michael Jackson. You know, I was always about Whitney Houston, but I met Michael Jackson after work one day, and Michael, he saw my energy. Like, I felt that Michael saw my energy, and my energy was like this, right? And Michael was not trying, like, I don't know if it was during the trial because all his brothers and stuff was there, and Michael was like, he positioned his body. Like, I saw him see me, and he positioned his body like, I am not about to be dealing with this, right? And so he kind of tilted his body, and he was talking to two fans, I guess, two white ladies, and he kind of turned around. I was like, I know Michael Jackson don't turn away from his fans. And look, he did like this. Hello.
Right to you. You thought he was gonna play you, but he did.
No, I knew that what I said would make him not play me. I knew what I said would make him not play me, because one thing Michael Jackson do care about is his fans. Yes. He's cared about them since he was 5.
Yes. Yes. He is funny. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you you went live, and somebody had asked you if you think Quencie remember who you were.
Yeah, I didn't.
She said I do. She said, I'm not gonna lie. She said, I remember who you were, but I didn't. She said, my mom always knew who you were, but I really didn't know.
Yeah,
I just knew that you made my mom happy. That's what she just said.
Come on, Bobby Christina with the message.
She said, I just wanted to clear that up real quick. I did know who you were. She said not personally and not like that. She said, but I knew who you were. My mom spoke of you a couple of times.
Wow.
Yeah. You met her face to face? She said, I remember so, but not like that. Not like that. That's how she did it. Like, she's very meek. Like, she's being really meek right now. Like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. If I stood up, then, you know, but I'm trying to stay in the cameras.
I get it. Nandy said, what was Nippy's opinion about those simulated concerts? The hologram.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I got a hot mess. But I understand they had to do what they had to do. She said it's so crazy. It's so strange the things they can do with technology now. She said, if I didn't know any better, I'd have thought I was there too.
Listen, most of the fans rejected it.
Yeah, she said it was a hot mess. She said, but okay, all right. She said, if I wasn't here and I wasn't like I am now, then I would have a huge problem with it. She said, but she understands where they were going with it. She does think it was a hot mess, just to let y'all know.
They want to know about her estate in the 1,000 documentaries and movies that have been put out on her. What she think about that?
Right. She said, for the most part, I would have something to say about it. She said, but I'm not there anymore. I don't have to deal with that anymore. She says that she wishes she had better representation for herself now that she's not there. She said, but she understands that people goes on with their life. Life goes on. So which one? Okay. Material stuff is not my issue anymore. She said, my daughter is with me. She said, now, you know, mama ain't letting none of that, like, she's not letting nobody play with her on her head about none of that stuff.
Is she talking about herself or Sissy?
Her mama, her mother. Her mother. Listen. She said, mama ain't having that. Mama smart. Mama ain't having that. She said she ain't no pushover. That's what she just said. Okay.
And ain't?
She said she ain't no pushover.
Look, not the great sister used to tell I sat on her mama lap just because she gave birth to the voice. Tell her mama wasn't trying to have me sit on there.
She said, that's my mama right there. That's my mama. She said, but that's not her concern anymore. She said, Chrissy is with me. She said, that was my main concern. And okay. She said, that's not my main concern anymore. That's it.
And I'm sure most things here probably don't concern her, but everybody want to know what was on that note she gave to Brandy.
She said, Q, that's something. Now, come on, Q, stop being messy. We'll talk about that later.
Listen, I'm asking for other people. Cute. I really don't care.
When I asked what questions don't you want to be asked, you told me, but that wasn't one of them. So she said, Q, we'll talk later. Don't be messy.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not mad. I don't even care. Like that was a question a lot of other people asked.
Look, she just asked me she just said, just know it has something to do with Clive. And then I said in my head, the crypt keeper, she said, girl, yes. Like that. So yeah.
That's why I asked the Dreamer. Dreamer said, we care what's on the note. Y'all care. That's why I asked, but I don't.
Oh, that's funny.
The Dreamer asked Whitney, was she with the Nippy cousins during her birthday week? We all went to New Jersey August 8th. And to celebrate her heavenly birthday, August 9th, we went to the church, the gravesite, her family home. Like we did a whole thing and took pictures and everything. And we felt her spirit was with us, but we don't know. Can you ask?
Were you with them the whole time? Not the whole time. I was with them. She said I was with them some places, but not the whole time. She said, I actually feel like I was giving them a tour. Did y'all go inside like her house or a room or something that was hers? Because she said
we went to the outside of the house, but we went to her elementary school, and the principal, he came and opened the school for us. Who was her principal? He like 80 something. He was her principal when she was a kid.
Right. Oh my God. My phone just started ringing out the blue. That's weird. It just started ringing.
Girl,
I don't know.
Listen, you don't listen, but don't have the spirits calling me. I'm just doing an interview.
That's why I looked down like it just started ringing. Maybe it was like you need your charger. I don't know, but it just started ringing. She was with y'all. She was with them, not the whole time, but in and out. She said she felt like she was giving a tour wherever y'all went into. That she was like giving y'all a tour of something that was hers or something that she was at. She was there. Was it kids at the school when y'all went there?
No, it was closed.
Uh-huh.
But one of the people that went us had his phone number, and he met us at the school, and we got to tour the school, and we got to see a bunch of stuff that Robin had given to the school, like pictures and records, like platinum records and stuff like that. So the only place we got to go inside, because somebody else owns her mansion now, we don't know them. The other school canceled our tour, but the grammar school allowed us, and we took a picture outside of her childhood home, her mansion, and then we went to a place that she used to eat a lot at. But the waitress.
Okay. The restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant.
Like I said, she said she was giving y'all a tour or something. It was the restaurant.
Okay.
Hold on. No, you said you didn't want to be messy today. You said you didn't. I'm not asking her that. I'm not asking that. She said, I just need to know. Well, Q, you want the question?
Okay.
She said, you interviewed Bobby. Why did you ask him about that money?
I did interview Bobby Brown, but ask him about what money.
She said that money he ain't told nobody he took. I'm about to.
You know what? Tell Whitney I am not an investigative reporter.
Look, I just said, but she said she didn't want today to be messy. She didn't want to say any of that stuff. But why would you have me to ask about that? That's messy.
She a Leo.
I just want to know.
She being funny. She got jokes.
Okay. That's
she got jokes. Tell her she got jokes.
Yeah.
She got jokes.
She said, okay. She said, okay. That's what she just went back to.
Maquisha says, okay, so when we are gone, what grants us to return? Is that like a second chance to do life right?
So when you pass away, you go to, okay. Here we go. Let me give it to you, girl. I had to think of how I want to explain this. So when your spirit leaves your body, you are able to still move around here and go places and do things, right? But then you go to another spot and it's like a review on what you did and if it's a chance for you to come back. Everybody comes back eventually if you want to, but it's depending on what it is that you do. Those who do murder, who's like done committed a murder or something, or a suicide or something, they don't come back right away. They have to learn and work off that debt. You see what I'm saying? Or I want to say,
child, she gonna have to come on back. I don't know what the spirits then took her away. She just disappeared. She just disappeared. So hopefully she'll click back in. Oh man, I'm gonna get some of these questions in. I've had to block a few people. Not Pat shut down the video, Dream. Listen, I don't know. Right, Nandy? Oh my gosh. This is such a good show. Oh, thank you, Connie. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's quite interesting to me. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, keep it scrolling. But you see me, I'm having all kind of conversations. I guess that was something we're not supposed to know. She'll come back. I hope so. Oh gosh. It's enthralling, is it? Okay. All right. We gonna see. Oh Lord, Whitney was about to tell us something. I know. She'll be back. Let me see if she on Instagram. Girl, she dealing with the spirit, so ain't no telling. Let me give her the link again. Let's see. She gonna be like, she'll come back and tell us what happened. Let's see. Let me call her. Oh, here she is. Her device ain't connected. She got to connect her device. But let me see what y'all saying. She'll be back. Not the YouTube police reportedly do not like spiritual channels. They don't. This is my first time in a decade. LA Rocker, let me tell her. She needs to connect it again. I don't know what's happening. Oh, there you go. Girl, what's going on with you? Look, you keep the spirits over there, okay?
It just cut out. It just did it. I was over here like, what the? And then
listen, I didn't watch them shows where the lights turn on and turn off. Girl.
I was over here like the screen went black. I was like, cute.
It went black. The dreamer said, "Oh Lord, Whitney was about to tell us something," and then look.
Look,
Look, Moquisha said, "I guess that's something we're not supposed to know."
Right, Moquisha. How that was so weird. Whitney said, "Look, while I was panicking, she's over here like, calm down. They're waiting for you." I'm like, what's wrong? I'm hitting the button, and then it comes back in, and I'm like, she like, calm down. They're waiting. I love it. I'm over here like,
here's some confirmation from Connie. LA Rocker definitely helped me in my spiritual awakening. I never used to believe until I started talking to her.
Hey, Connie. Yes, I have helped my lovely Connie. Connie has helped me too. I love some Connie. Connie is my girl. That's my website, girl. That's my girl.
Is she?
If I have
Well,
some issues,
let me put your banner going across while we're talking. So anybody who wants a personal reading with LA Rocker for their own life, their own connection, their own higher self, their own unborn baby, contact her. She's on Instagram. I got all of her socials: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and her website. So I'm just gonna let that scroll, and you guys can get that before you. I don't know where you went, girl.
I was sitting here, I was hitting the button, like, what's happening? And I started screaming my kids' name like I was under attack or something. It was so funny. And then Whitney was like, she was just real calm. They're waiting for you, calm.
Somebody says, you think it was spiritual interference?
It's no other reason. My battery life is at 88, so I don't know what it was. It just went out. It went out. Things go missing around my house. Things are moved around my house. Things are. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it was so fun. I was over here panicking, and then when I hit the power button, it just came back on. Like it just happened. So. Wow. I saw you was calling my phone. I'm like, oh Lord.
Well, I was just like, I was trying to make sure everything was okay. But look, more selfishly, keep them over there. Keep them over there.
Your grandma said, oh, hush, girl. Oh, hush. Speaking of your grandma, I told you that I had the message for you, and you became a rancid apple.
Child, look at me.
Wait, let me see. Okay, here we go.
Look at the mic. Come on with the Studio Q apple.
You became a rancid apple. Your t-shirt will be available in 2 weeks. You became one.
Are you serious?
Welcome to the Rancid Apple Clique.
What is Rancid Apple Clique? Like, what is it? And how did I become one?
Because your message, your grandma, her message for you wasn't as strong, but her love for you was super strong. So that put the design for the Rancid Apple in my mind and who it was for. So I got to put it out. I got to get it out of my mind. So I just went on and drew it up. And it's been here for since the day after I told you your message for her. I've had it that long. And she was just like, that's why she said, oh, girl, hush. Because she like, just hold on. She said, if I'm coming to you, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to see you. Wow. She said, that girl right there, she's always full of laughs.
Oh, my grandma is too.
But wait, this is the thing, though. This is oh, God. Why does she have to carry this purse around? It doesn't feel like anything's in the purse. It doesn't feel like it.
And when she was alive, the only thing that was in there was her wallet.
What'd you say?
It's a prop. She knows a prop.
She just said, don't you start. Don't you let her pull you in.
Tell my grandma I love her.
She loves you. I love you too, baby. That's why she said it. It makes me laugh because I be hearing it a certain way. So I try to make it. I don't try to make it sound like that, but I try to also make it sound like how they sound when they say it. So it cracks me up too. It's funny. It is so funny. I'll be over here like,
I love it. Listen, Jade asked, how did discovering your gift to connect with the supernatural affect or alter your ideas about death?
Oh my God, that's a good question, Jade. You know, when you go to church, you're told there's heaven and hell. You're told that. Since I have been paying attention and realizing that we're lied to. And I have people that's going to argue with me, and I'm cool with the argument, but I won't stay in the argument for long because it won't be an argument to me. Because I believe in you believe what you believe, and I believe in what I believe and what I've seen. It's nothing like we were told. Let me take that back. Death is not a bad thing. How you go can be a bad thing. But it's not a bad thing, especially if, okay, so there is a God. Let's say that. There is a God for sure, right? And there is a heaven, but it's not the pearly white gates and the clouds and stuff, okay? For me, let me just make this like this. For me, it's more of a, you ever seen those movies and it's like the high grass and it's like pretty and it's flowing and the flowers? It just seemed like the perfect day in that movie, right? That's how it is for me. When I connect other spirits with their families, because they don't realize like how to get to them sometimes, that is where they go. If I say, let me connect you, it's like a portal that opens, and then the families over there like, come here. You see what I'm saying? I'm right here. And then they go through. You know what I'm saying? It's doing this and listening to what I've listened to all my life about death and heaven and all that stuff doesn't match up. Does not match up. I had a family member recently pass away who was a preacher, and he said it's not what we say it is. It's nowhere near it. He said this is unmatched. So when he started showing me, it was the field. It's a field. It's like the perfect sunny day, the perfect weather, perfect wind. The sun is great. The sky is great. You know what I'm saying? It just feels really, really good. He said it's just not what he had. Here we go. He said, go ahead, tell them the truth. It's not what they've been putting out. We're just gonna say that. He said he feels like it's a ruse for him. He's been bamboozled. He said, but he's kind of happy.
Wait, who is this he? Who is
okay?
Who is...
So this is the family member that passed away recently, back in December. He passed away recently, back in December. Yeah, and he was a preacher.
Oh, okay.
He was a preacher, and he said this is nothing like. He said the feeling you get is unmatched. So
Ashley says, "LA, do you think that we choose how we come and leave this realm?"
Yes, we do pick and choose how we do it. Okay, we write down what we want to happen. It's like making a wish. You ever seen them where they make a wish and they might say, I would like $1 million, but they don't put into detail what kind of $1 million they want. It could be $1 million in fake money. You get what I'm saying? It's just $1 million. So we do write out what we want. We write out what we want and how we're going to do it. It just sometimes doesn't happen the way we expected it to happen. You see what I'm saying? So some of us are here to die. Some of us are here to complete missions, and then we go ahead and pass on. And when a person miscarries, that child that they miscarried knows that they're going to miscarry. They're not going to make it all the way through. Abortions, that child signed up for that. You're basically always learning. You're always learning. So when you get an abortion, that child already knew. But what it's teaching you is you ain't ready for no baby right now, or you're not. I might have came with some issues, and it's just not your time. And I understand that. So people feel guilty. I shouldn't have gotten an abortion. Well, it wouldn't have been created. I'm not saying go get one. Now, everybody has their own thing. What I'm saying is that things are created for us to learn from all the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And this is what I want to know, just listening to you now. Okay. If we have free will, right?
Yes.
We get to decide yes, no, maybe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
How does that compare with when people say he know the end before the beginning? So is it predestined or is it free will? Was I already gonna meet Whitney, or did free will manifest it? Because I'm confused.
You were already gonna meet Whitney. You were already gonna meet her. Remember, I told you her spirit recognized you already. It was just a chance for y'all to meet up again. You was always going to meet her. But if I had came and said to you, Q, you're going to meet Whitney on this day, and then you would have started trying to wield it that way. And then it would have changed and it would have went around the block, and then you would have been like, she wasn't here. You see what I'm saying? So you were already going to do that. Everything we do, no bull crap, is already done. It's already done. When you have those premonitions, like how you have deja vu and you're like, I saw this before. That's because you were there to lay out the situation, or you were there to be a part of that situation. Then you snap back to who you were. You see what I'm saying? Or the movies you might see, like in the distance, they saw something happen and then they walk up on it. Your spirit jumped there and gave you a flash of what's about to come. So that already had happened. You just now catching up to that particular thing, that particular situation. That's why the higher self tells you the blueprint. Your higher self gives you the blueprint, like, hey, I'm trying to tell you, you're already going this way.
But what's higher than the higher self? Is there a higher self? Like, I'm just saying.
Okay, so every time you get to that point, of your higher self. Every time you match up with your higher self, right? You get a little bit of time to live in your higher self. But then something happens and then your higher self goes somewhere else a little higher. And now you have to work your way up to get to there.
Because we're always learning.
Because you're always learning. You're always learning. If you stayed into your higher, if your higher self stayed like this, then you get passed by. You see what I'm saying? But you'll live in this for a minute. You ever had moments where you're like, oh my God, everything is going so great. Oh my God, I love it. You and your higher self done connected, right? But then something that happened, you just be like, now it's done found a new mission, and now it's going to that mission for you. So it's there and it's telling you, hey, do this, do this, do this, and then bam. But what I do is tell you what it's saying, write out the blueprint for you, and give it to you. And a lot of people are hard-headed about it, you know, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I told you I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to try to make it easier on you. And a lot of people don't listen. And then they say, you know what? You told me that was going to happen.
We all kids, even, you know.
But it's the point of learning. So you're never supposed to be stuck or be still.
Lucretia says, I can tell you, yes, it is some things people can't know. Lucretia said, hey, I can tell you she is also the truth. It's another confirmation for LA Rocker.
Hey, Lucretia, thank you.
Yeah. So somebody asked, was Nick Gordon around Whitney and Bobby Christina?
So why was she? I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I don't know who Nick Gordon is, but she wrote her eyes and said, don't nobody got time for Nick. She definitely did. She flattered her nostrils and said, don't nobody got time for Nick. Let him stay wherever he is. I don't know who Nick Gordon is, but that was her attitude towards it. So
okay,
I know who that is.
Yeah, they asked him in the comments. Whitney fans know Nick Gordon was one of Bobby Christina's friends who Whitney ended up taking in for a while, but
boy, wasn't it like a brother or something?
Then when Whitney died, they became together, and it was toxic.
What she did, like let him stay over there or something.
Yeah, he passed away though from I think a drug overdose. Okay. So that's why they're asking.
When you said that, she looked behind, said, "No, we got time for Nick," and she said, "Let him stay over there." So, I don't even know if he's here. I'm not going to look for him. She doesn't want to be bothered, so
okay.
She doesn't want to be bothered with him. Who said that? Who's in it? Somebody in the chat asked if the spirits still have free will.
I don't know. They may have, because I might have skipped over it.
Well, they want to confirm if they did ask. They said yes, we still have free will. Nothing's different. We still are able to. We have emotions. Yeah, they have emotions. They have emotions. They're still able to have attitudes that they want. They just don't. They just know that there's no reason to have one. There's no reason to be that type of way.
So Simply Sinister, can you ask her about Robin Crawford? What do you want to know about Robin? Or what does Whitney want to say about Robin?
Look, she just said, "Oh, Robin." Look, she just said, "Oh, Robin." She said, "That's my friend. Q, why are you laughing?"
because of this, oh Robin.
No, she said, "Oh, Robin, that's my friend." Then you start laughing. She said, "Q, why are you laughing?" Then she said, "Okay, Quencie, what you laughing for?"
At her affection, because we all love Robin for her. Like we thought Robin was the greatest friend ever.
She said, and she was. She said she was. Yeah. She felt like she took her for granted sometimes. Okay. What part being? Because she said, just let them know she was. She was a great friend. She said, and I took her for granted sometimes. She said, as well as her taking me for granted too. Also, she said, but the love for her never died. Will never die.
Whitney's thoughts on Robin's book.
That's her truth. That's what she said. That's her truth. She said, so how do you feel like she portrayed you? She said, you know what, Elle, that's really none of my business. She said, that's her truth. If that's how she saw it, that's her truth. She said,
Mandy said Robin's book celebrates Snippy.
Hold on. She said, hold on now, not completely. It was some things. She said there was some things in there I did not agree with. She said, but again, that was her truth. I can't take her truth away. She said, but I love her. That's my sister. Yeah. I love her. I love her so much. She said that would always, that she just did to the camera, that would always be my sister.
I know that's right. Did Whitney enjoy living in Miami?
No. She said, not really, but I did it for the love of my family. She said she always really wanted to just go back home a lot of the time. She said that, I said home where, she said where it all started. She said that's where everything was like clear and more pure. She said that, she said it, well, what are we doing here? Are we going to say the whole thing or? Okay. She said that, okay. Do anybody know what she wanted to be before she became a singer? Does anybody know what she really wanted to be before she became a singer?
A teacher, a veterinarian. I think those are.
She said, "Don't forget doctor, girl. Don't forget doctor." She said.
Well, veterinarian is a doctor. That's a doctor.
But that's what she just said. She said, "Don't forget doctor, girl. Don't forget doctor." She said that she said she's always wanted to go back home, even when things were good and when things were bad, because she never felt like she had herself. She wasn't never really able to be herself, even out in public. She said she used to get jealous of celebrities who were able to just walk around and just be who they are without having all that, the celebrity and stuff. She said, don't get it mistaken. I love, she did this because, you know, like celebrity status doesn't exist over there. So she did this. She said fans, she said, I love them. And she said, I just wish I could have met them in a different era as me being a normal person. She said, because I never got to really connect with certain ones that I really felt I was drawn to. She said, I was always in and out. And she said, I always wanted to go home. That's my main thing. I've always wanted to go home back to where it all started.
Jersey.
That's right, baby.
DeMonta said, can you ask Whitney how was her last moments like before she passed?
Ooh.
You don't have to answer. We ain't got to go.
She said after this, she don't want to answer. She said no more questions about her death, y'all. She wanted to be very fun and lay back and get to know people. She said it was the scariest time of her life. She said, okay. She said, I was not in my body. Okay, this is the last time, y'all. We're not talking about death no more because she's like, it's like really hurting her. She said she was not in her body at the time she was killed. She was jolted out of it. She was jolted out of her body and she watched things happening to her body. She said the worst feeling in the world is watching something happen to you. You can't do nothing about it. She said it's a feeling I would never wish on anyone. She said, okay, no more after that. No more. Okay. She said, just know it's the scariest thing ever. She said, and then to be with Quencie and watch her go through something similar. Mm-hmm. So Quencie did. Oh, I don't know. Okay. She said, just let them know Quencie didn't pass away in the tub. That's what she wants. She wants them to know, and that's why she said that's why Nick has to stay over there. That's the guy named Nick, right? They keep looking back at him, turning their face up like, that's what they're doing. She said, no more, nothing else about that.
Kel says, please let Whitney know that we love her and miss her beautiful voice.
She said, oh, thank you. So what y'all can do, y'all can talk to her. Like you could actually call her to come see you. Like if you mention her name a couple of times, you'll feel this air come in, like a cold air will come in. Or sometimes it's hot. Sometimes you get super hot out of nowhere, depending on, and sometimes it's cold, but you can always talk to them just like me and you are talking right now. See, people can't wrap their head around that because they can't get over the celebrity status. But there's no such thing as celebrity status in the spirit world. It's just we're all spirits. Mm-hmm. That's why you tell them, girl.
She's so
you get it, girl. You do it.
Listen, one of the things I really loved about her is her laugh.
Yes, and she laughs a lot. When she gets to be who she is, she laughs a lot. That day Marilyn came in with that dress needs to be zipped up. And I said, "You're not going to be seen." She said, "Girl, they can't see us." And Marilyn said, "You have to stay stage ready." She said, "I know that's right." And then they started laughing. It's like a really gut-busting laugh. Like, it's genuine. It's a genuine laugh. You know, when she really gets to do it. Mm-hmm. She is so funny. She over here like, she doing my shoulders like, you got it, girl. You got it.
Wait, no, the Dreamer said Whitney's still sassy.
Very sassy. Nothing changes at all. Whitney, she said, let him know. She said, let him know I put on the act when I was out there.
Oh my. Keep it over there, LA Rocker. Is everything okay?
We gonna claim it, okay? We just gonna claim it, okay? But she says that every chance she got to connect, to really laugh and show who she was very, very, very happy about that. Look, they're all on the couch. They're on the couch. They're right here.
Who is they? Tay says we can still communicate. It's just a different language.
Nope. Tay, Tay just says, talk. Just talking. It's just don't put nothing on it. Don't put anything on it harder than this. You just talk to them, just like normal. That's what I do. It's just a conversation. It's not about vibration or anything like that. You can call them in, you'll feel them, and you just talk to them. If you pay attention, you'll get answers to all your questions. You'll get something move on your skin, or you know what I'm saying. You'll get a chill going down your back. It's just different ways. Don't put too much on it. It's just straight to the point. Don't put too much work into it. Just do it. Mm-hmm. Don't just communicate the way you communicate. I don't communicate in a different language. They talk to me just like I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. So what about
dreams? Them coming in dreams, is that real?
That is so real. For some people, it is to let them know that they're okay. For others, is to get them answers and all that stuff, or whatever they have have a question they need an answer to. They come in to just let you know they're okay. It's so many different things. Mm-hmm. So it's all no. So she just said, joke. Who? Which one? She said that she gave a singer some lyrics in their dreams. It's a new singer. She gave them lyrics in their dreams. And they keep saying it was Whitney inspired. So I'm over here like, who? Because I don't know a lot of the newer singers. You know what I'm saying? I might know the song.
Me neither. I listen to gospel and Whitney Houston. That's it.
It's a brown-skinned young lady. Her hair is like kind of like mine.
Is it Summer Walker?
No.
SZA?
SZA. It's SZA. She said yes. She said I gave her something, a new song or some lyrics, and she says it's Whitney inspired. It's Whitney inspired.
Wow.
SZA. Who said SZA? I seen somebody say SZA.
Nandy.
You on it?
Summer Walker, then SZA.
You're on it. Yeah. She said she said she was thinking about me, and I just went on in. I just heard her call my name. I just went on in. I said, do you do that a lot? She said, no, I just found out I can.
Oh, wow. Simply Seneca says, how do you feel about mediums using crystals or cards to help them communicate with spirit?
That's their business. That's how they move. That's their thing. It's, it's everybody moves different. Everybody's abilities come through it a different way. So that's their thing. Mm-hmm. That's none of my business.
Who else is in the room besides oh Lord?
We have Biggie in this corner. We have Tupac sitting here leaning on the desk. We have, this is not a celebrity. This is, did one of your aunts pass away?
In 2023? Are you talking about the most recent one?
She said, I'm her aunt. I'm Quencie's aunt. And she's right here on this side. Wait, see, the camera is different. So she's on my left side. She's on my left side. Tupac.
She was a big supporter of Studio Q. The only person in my whole family that supported me online daily. She was it.
And she's right here. She said, I'm her aunt. I'm her aunt. And she pointed to the camera. She's right here next to me. Like, me and her, like, she's really cold right here. So she's right here.
Hey.
You already know Plum is right here. He tells me, what's up? Hey. We got Marilyn, Whitney, Leah's sitting right there. Kim is sitting right there, but Kim's kind of standoffish. I think she's a tad bit mad because she wanted to discuss the thing with Diddy, and I told her that this is not the time for that because we're trying to keep it at a happy go, upbeat interview. Nope. Nope. Prince said, "Don't forget you gotta talk to Cat for it."
And that's really real. But somebody asked, "Is Kim Porter okay?"
For the most part,
she okay.
She is. For the most part, she is. She came to grips with
Lord, look at you! You breaking up.
See, you are too. See, this is how you know that. Look, she done came closer. So for the most part, she is. She came to grips with it. She has a plan. Everything that's starting to happen with the Diddy situation, y'all, was put into play by her and other spirits that's done passed away. So I made a TikTok like last year. What's his name? Biggie came to me. Like, Biggie likes to observe. He's an observer. He sits back. He watches things. He only speaks up if it excites him or if it's just something that he really wants to get off his chest. And Biggie came and he said, I need you to do something for me. And I'm like, you're talking? Like, what's up? What you need? And he like, I need you to tell Puffy to stay away from my son. And I'm like, so you want me to go on there? And he said, I'll take care of the rest. And I'm like, but he might come after me. He might come and get me. And him and Tupac, they're like, we'll take care of it. Just deliver the message. Swear on everything I love, I delivered that message. And then all of a sudden, like a month or two later, I started hearing just little things about him. And then it's just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Simply Cynical says that Bobby Brown says that Bobby Christina and Bobby Jr. comes to his dreams. He did mention Whitney, but shyly. Can you ask Whitney about Bobby Brown in general? And does Bobby Christina see Bobby Jr., the sibling that passed away?
Okay. So start with Whitney. She said,
okay,
always will love Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I wish we could have had I wish we could have mended some things, before I left. She said, but I always will love him. She said, I wish we had grew up before it got as bad as it did, before it got really rough. She said, I probably wouldn't even be here right now if we had became friends before everything started happening. She said, but I do understand and know that things happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. She said, I know I was supposed to come before my baby got here. My baby would have been lost without me. So I just said, do you think she would have, it would have happened? She said, she said, maybe. She said, but I'm glad I came first. Bobby Christine said, I don't visit my dad all the time, but I do visit him. He has a lot of guilt. So that's why she goes to him to help him, because he feels guilty about not protecting her more. Mm-hmm. She said he constantly thinks about me. What about Bobby?
About Whitney or Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christy. About Christy. She said he constantly thinks about me. And what he could have did. And so she said the last time she saw her dad, he asked her to come with him to come stay with him. Okay. She said, and she told him no, she wasn't going to go. She didn't want to go. She said, I kind of feel like I should have went. She said, I felt that when I left, but I went against it. And that right there is the power, how you know that the flesh is stronger than the spirit. She said, I ignored it. I went on and did what I did. Bobby Jr. She said she hasn't ran into him yet, but they didn't know that they can jump from person to person. They didn't know that yet. So that kind of throws me off sometimes when they don't know that. So I have, yeah. Oh yeah, that's him. She said, I did not know. I couldn't find him. I did not know. Yes. Yeah. She said, but just to answer that last question, her dad has a lot of guilt. And it's nothing he could have did because she's an adult. Yeah. But she said, but he had an urge that something wasn't right with her. Mm-hmm. And he ignored it also. Mm-hmm. She said we're two same people in different bodies. She said, well, I am my dad's daughter.
She looked just like him.
She said I was being stubborn. She said we was both being stubborn. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's it. Okay. She said okay.
Okay. Cancer Woman said, is Whitney's dad with her and Bobby Christina, or have they seen them?
Have you seen your dad? Oh, you have. She said, oh yeah, daddy, come here, daddy. Oh, look, he don't want to come forward. He's always been behind the scenes type of person because he doesn't want to come forward. He just waves. Tell him I said hey. Tell him I said hey. She said, daddy over there. That's how she said
it. Nandy said in another reading, it was asked if the great Malcolm X is with his grandson. He reportedly answered sometimes, but not all the time.
I can try to get Malcolm here. I've never talked to him before. Let me see. This is him. He said, hello, my sister. He just came in. He's about, how tall are you? He said, I give myself, he did his suit. Yeah, I'm going to sit up a little bit. He did his suit like, I give myself a good 6 foot, maybe 6'1", you know. That's what he just did. He fixed his clothes. I said, is your grandson with you? He said, I have a lot of ancestors, a lot of family members with me right now. Which one are you talking about? Your grandson. He's there. He's there. He said, what's going on here? They're all fascinated with the ones that don't know about the iPad and the camera and stuff and the cup. He's like, what's going on here? And he just looked around. He's, oh, okay, what's that?
Like, he said he has one grandson. I guess
he has one grandson. Okay. No. He said, correction, I have 4. He said, I have 4 grandsons. One is here with me. He said, correction, I have 4 grandsons and one is here with me. Wait, question. So did Malcolm X have multiple women?
Probably. He was Muslim. I don't know.
That he don't.
I don't know.
The world don't know about? Because I'm about to ask.
You asking me? You know I don't know.
I'm about to ask. Hold on. Let me see.
He has 6. Nandy said he has 6 daughters.
He said he has 4 grandsons.
One passed away in Mexico, his grandson. Oh.
He said the man is not meant to have just one woman. He said,
Nandy said, not that we know about. He was married to Dr. Betty Shabazz.
Okay. He said, I did some things I'm not proud of. He said, but I did do some things. He said, I did a lot I am proud of. He said, but it's some things I'm not proud of. He said, they would never put that out there because they didn't want to embarrass me. He said, but no, I have 4. That's what he said. 4 grandsons.
Wow.
Okay. That's funny. Wow. I've never talked to him before.
Listen, the chat is bringing it out. Listen.
Right. Give it to me like y'all can.
Al Hush says, was Clive Davis her friend, Whitney's friend?
Crypt keeper. Every time, it never fails. Whenever his name is mentioned, the crypt keeper. She said Clive started out as a protector. She said, but things got dark really fast when they got dark. Okay. And that's it. But every time he's mentioned, it's crypt keeper just pops up. Crypt keeper, crypt keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's about. Remember, I told you I never even knew what he looked like or who he was until I talked to you. Like crypt keeper, it just keeps coming up as crypt keeper. So that was just crazy.
Now what? Ask Whitney, has she heard me playing Taking a Chance on repeat about 10 times? You and a million other people, Shedrick.
She said, Q, you don't do him like that. Tell him. Look, she said, Q, don't do him like that. Tell him I love him. Don't she just say, don't do him like that. Tell him I love him. She said, if you do that.
Yeah, she heard you. She love you.
She does. She does. She said, stop it, Q. She just said, don't do him like that. Thank you, baby. Y'all see, Whitney, a lot of these celebrities just are surprised that they're still remembered to this day. They're still remembered.
Somebody asked, does Whitney want to slap the SHI out of Clive and Platt? Please, can I ask?
She just burst out laughing and said, y'all so silly. She said, tell him no. Tell him no. And she just laughed. She just laughed. And she said, tell him no. She said, oh, he did teach her some things. She said, but a lot of people don't know he also sold. No. We're not going to do that. No, but a lot of people don't know he also sold me sometimes. She said, for the most part, I learned a lot.
Sold you?
That's what she just said. He sold me sometimes.
To sing?
So she just said, I'm changing the air. No,
okay. Whitney, don't be bringing stuff up this snatching it back.
She said she'll talk later. But she just said that.
All right. That sounds very deep. Tay the Great, we've asked this question before. I know you keep putting it in, but I'll ask it again. What does Whitney think about her brother Gary and sister Pat running the estate? How does she think that they're running it?
She said, that's all material stuff. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
She said, I don't care anymore.
To say that again.
Yeah. She said, I don't care. And she said, that's none of my business anymore. She said she does feel sorry for them, a lot of them that's involved in her stuff, because it's harder for them to hide their lies now. She said they're stewing in their shit. So I don't know what that means, y'all. Y'all have to tell me.
Ty, this is an inside joke because he said the word documentary wrong. So he said, ask Whitney, is it documentary or documentary?
Okay, now I'm gone. Who's next? And she went over there and sat down. She said, who's next? Who's going up there next? They is fooling tonight.
Simply Seneca said, we all knew Whitney was private, but would she have ever written a book? And how did she feel about her reality show? Well, it wasn't her reality show. It was Bobby Brown.
She was pressed into that reality show. She didn't really want to do the reality show, but she did it to make other people happy. I said, would you have written a book? She said, if I could make my narrative, then I would have wrote a book if I had the chance. If I had the chance to make it my narrative. She said, but for the most part, she said, for the most part, I like being the behind the scenes superhero. She said, I left a lot of secret messages for the younger people that was coming in. Mm-hmm. She said it was a lot of subliminal messages I was delivering, and some caught them and some didn't, and some didn't have a chance to catch them or didn't have a choice but to ignore them. She said, but I like playing the superhero behind the scenes. And
she did that in real life too.
That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. When she was here, she was the behind the scenes superhero.
Yeah,
trying
she
to
did a
protect
lot of stuff where nobody knew but the person that she was helping.
Yeah, and she said that she tried to protect a lot of new people coming into the industry.
And did. Schooled
Yeah,
them, talked to them, poured into them in ways that I don't even know if anybody poured into her that way. Like I know her mother.
She said when you were saying it, she said nobody really gave me the knowledge that I needed. She said they protected me for as long as they could protect me. But then after that, it was. She said after that I was thrown to the wolves and I had to fend for myself.
Yeah, but she poured into Monica, Deborah Cox, and made them, I don't know. She just gave them so much of her knowledge,
Yep. She said this new breed is different. She said they just young girls trying to get something they really don't know about. She said if I was there, I would tell them, baby girl, this is not what you want.
It did. What do you mean? She did.
She said the newer ones.
Kels asked Luther Vandross, Aretha, can she call them in too? Oh Lord. Read.
Here we go. Let's see who's coming.
Aretha gonna cuss us out.
Those are two very strong energies. They're here. What you want to know? Let's ask. Let's see what happens. It's getting colder and colder in here. The more questions, the more spirits that come here, it gets cold. It's getting colder and colder in the house, in this room.
Oh my God.
They said which Aretha Franklin said, what you want to know, baby? What you want?
Well, she would have came out with like a food line or something if she would have been here longer.
It was in the process. She said it was in the works. It was in the works. Oh Lord. She said, is that the one that was talking about me?
What? Wait a second. What's going on? Who? Me?
You was talking about Aretha? You and that girl was talking about her having a gun in her purse and carrying her money in her purse. It was her. It was her, not me. It was her. She said, I sure did. I been stole from too much.
Because one thing Aretha don't do is play. Let you play in her face about her money.
I sure did. She said, nobody reported when I accidentally let off my gun one time, too. She said, but I sure did. She said, I kept it on me. She said, they always tried to get over on me. And she said, I didn't. She said, I was naive. And then she said, and then Brother Martin told me, don't you let these people keep getting over on you. She said, I sure did. I did. She kept her money. She kept her purse. She kept her gun. She said, what they didn't know is that other people had guns too.
Come on now.
She said, I had to live. She said, I had to protect myself. She said, I came into this business naive, thinking people were going to take care of me. And I had to figure out that I had to take care of myself. So I had to make sure the people around me also was able to take care of me too. She said, I told you don't play with my money.
No, that's right. Does she have any words for people? Any words for people who love her? Like, you know what I mean? Who may be dealing, very hard with her passing. Does she have any words for anybody?
She's very cutthroat. Very... Not mean, not to be mean. She doesn't sugarcoat. That's what I want to say. She doesn't sugarcoat. And she said she thought she left a lot of messages in her songs. She said she made it clear that life is life. It's how you handle it that makes it hard on you. She said, I went through a bunch of stuff. I went through a bunch of things that I was able to keep others from going through. She said, but for the most part, life is life. And you keep moving, keep doing you. I don't think I can say that part. I don't think I can say that. She said me coming to this business, was a bunch of white folks holding me back, trying to hold me back or keeping me from achieving what I was do.
No, that sounds accurate.
They stole from me and everything.
It's Black History Month. That sounds accurate.
She said, it's always funny because depending on who comes in, their language changes. White folks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They say white
the
people.
The era.
yeah, so it's just different. It's funny how the era is different. She said white folks, they were known to manipulate back then. She said they stole so much from me. She said, but once I achieved a certain status, I wasn't having that shit no more. She said, so let them know life is life. Life happens. It's how you handle it that makes it hard. She said, it's sad that I didn't realize that until I got older. She said, I stayed in church. I sang for the Lord. She said, which is my friend now. She said, girl, you ain't know God was this cool stuff? Look, she just said it because I started laughing.
I love it.
She said, life is life. Don't you let these folks out here tell you can't have nothing or do nothing. She said, you take it in your hands and you move. Yes, ma'am. She said, okay, what else you want to know?
Look, I noticed how when Reek came in, you was like, yes, ma'am. Because what you're not going to do is recognize the queen of soul. Oh,
but
God.
like, I'm telling you, it's like the when I tell you the era changes, like it's a different era. First of all, folks and white people, you know, it's white folks, white people. And when she said this, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And
I mean, she was with Martin Luther King and them, okay? She was with the civil rights movement.
Yes. She said, girl, don't get me started on them clowns. They were all clowns back then. I said, but he was older than you. She said, yeah, but you should see how they cut up when people wasn't watching them. She said, I got story today. I said, okay.
Did she like which one did she like better? The portrayal of her by Jennifer Hudson or the
none of
them by Cynthia Erivo?
None of them. She said, don't get me wrong, I like them as a person. I like them as people. Very kind souls. She's none of them. That's what she said. None of them. I said, not one. She said, none of them. Because nobody knows my true story. Nobody knows my true story. She said, don't get me wrong, that girl can sing. She can sing. But nobody knows my true story. I didn't like none of them. She said, I'm just telling the truth. Don't ask if you don't want the truth.
Was she at her funeral? Because it was the longest one in celebrity history.
She was there. She said it was pretty drawn out to me, though. I think they were above and beyond, over the top. She said, there's no way I'd have spent all that money on that.
Really?
She said, but I was there. She said, I was there. She said, girl, did you see how you get her going. What did they do? It was like, she said, girl, they had all types of stuff going on. And I'm over here like, this don't make
I think they changed her outfits too.
She said she was just sitting, this don't make no sense. She said, there's no way I spent all that money on that. She said, there's no way I did all that.
Give me my purse.
That's what she said. She said, girl, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. That's how she talking. Like, it's just, look, yes. She said, what you doing? You telling them what I said? I said, yes. She said, I was wondering what was going on.
Wait. Yeah. Was Whitney at her funeral, and what did she think about it?
Whitney was at her funeral. She felt like it was drawn out as well. She said, I understand the significance of the funeral, but I wasn't there. That's not me. That's my shell. She said, and I feel like it was drawn out. She said, I'm with Mama Aretha. It could have been a lot shorter. That's what she just said. She said, but they did it for entertainment. They did it for entertainment and for money. She said, I would have been happy with just a little service in my hometown with my family and my home people. And I'd have been happy with that. She said it was drawn out and unnecessary.
I believe it.
Miss Aretha funny. She said, girl, tell them.
They on one accord.
Yeah.
They on one accord. Fairy Gale asks, is Whitney more happier on the other side?
Yes. She said, I'm me. I get to be free. I'm free. I'm me. I get to be who I am. She said, I ain't never laughed so much since I've been an adult. She said, I have fun all the time. I get to see. Okay, so when you pass away, it's like, okay, so you know how they say when you're in it, you're in it. You can't see everything that's going on around you. But you can, once you go into an airplane or something, you can see everything that's going on. She said, I see everything. I see everything now. And she said, I'm more knowledgeable. She said, I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more lighter. I'm more fluent. She said, and I feel, so she's showing like this gold light that's shining around her now. And it's like warm. It's like a really warm feeling. And she said, she said, I had this feeling as a child, but I didn't have it as a child. She said, this is unmatched. The feeling that I have and what I see and what's going on is it's kind of hard to explain, she said, but I kind of get it. I don't know if I'm coming across to you all, clear on how it is, but she said, just tell them it's unmatched. They'll know when they get here.
Well, it was said that she said a few days before she passed that she just wanted to see Jesus' face. Did she get to?
She said, girl, let me tell you about that. I found out I am Jesus. Wait. She said, girl, he's just an everyday person like us. She said, but I also know, I found out that I am a part of this life-making thing too. She said, I am a part of, she said, I never knew that everything I was looking for was inside of me. That's what she's saying.
Come on. That's why the greatest love of all is my favorite song, because the greatest love of all is inside of who? Me.
She's so over the top. That's why I love her. She said, but that's what it was. She said, I never knew that everything I was looking for was inside of me. She said, yes, there's okay. Yeah. So we all know there's God, source, Allah is a big thing of light. It's a real big thing. She said, you looking for something because they're telling you to look for something outside of you. She said, but in reality, look, Aretha's saying, yes. In reality, everything is inside of you. And she said, now let me tell you, if I was there with you, there's no way you can tell me that everything was inside of me. There's no way you can tell me that God lives inside of me. She said, I understand. She said, when the preacher would say it, they would also say it, but then they would tell you, look outside of yourself for God and Jesus. She said, but oh no, they was talking about you. It's all within you. Wow. She said, when I was living, there's no way you could tell me that. There's no way. I believe that there's God and this and Jesus. She said, but when they was talking about Jesus, they was talking about us as a people, us as individuals. She said,
Ashley said, I heard her say, I'm free right before you said it.
Yeah, that's what she said. She loves it. This is something we will, if you're not in her situation, you'll never truly understand what she means when she says she's free. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel sorry for a lot of celebrities because they don't get to do what they did before. They don't get to live their life. A lot of them don't. And then some of them demand it. Leave me alone. Keanu Reeves. Who else? It's a few of them that just walks around. What's the rapper name? Is it J. Cole? That rides the bike in the dreads and stuff. Like, they demand them to still be able to maintain who they were before they became celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She never got the chance to do that. And that was her thing. Aretha said she got a potty mouth. She said I didn't either.
Listen, Whitney and Aretha know they could cuss, okay?
Girl, Aretha didn't know.
I know I listen. She seemed like a bunch of fun and direct as all get out because of the era that she come from.
Yes,
and
she's
the life
she's really strong. And you gonna say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to her. It's just
she's an alpha woman. She an alpha woman.
Look, hold on. I just said who's stronger. I just said who's stronger. And then Whitney said, don't you get me in that. She can have it.
That's what she was saying. She was here. Simply said, I know. None of us do. On this side or not. Okay.
Yes, so she just said, yes, ma'am.
Did Whitney really love vacuum as much as she said she did?
Whitney said, I love anything I can do on my own. Anything I could do on my own and just be a person, I loved it. She said, She said, girl, I'll wash a dish in a minute. I'll wash a dish. She said, I wish I could have been invited to just like a barbecue or something, or just over a person's house and them not freaking out that I am who I am. She said the free life is the best life. She said, but you don't know that when you're struggling or you're trying to achieve a dream in your life, you don't understand that the free life is the best life. I just said, well, I want the free life. She said, girl, you live the free life. I said, with money. I just said that in my head. I said, with money. I want it with money.
I know, me too. Shinako said, can we get Prince in the room? Does Prince talk?
Prince has been here. He's been here the whole time. If you can just see my living room, it's long and it's like a window. He's been sitting over there at night. When you said, who all in here? He said, no, I ain't ready for that. No, I don't want to. But he's been sitting right there over there this whole time, just listening in the back. Look, he's smiling. He's smiling. I said, are you coming over? He said, I ain't coming over there. Look, are you coming? Nope. He's not coming.
That's him in real life when he was here too.
He said
he
no,
wasn't about to talk to anybody.
He said no. He said no. I said, well, why are you here? He said, because I'm watching. You on here, so I'm watching. He said, I can watch from right here.
I love it.
Prince has been here the whole time.
The whole time. Nandy said, my third cousin, late singer Miss Betty Wright, out of Florida. How is she doing? Our Seminole roots. Love her.
Betty Wright? I don't know who Betty Wright is. Let me see. Miss Betty Wright. No, ma'am, not you. Okay. Was she light-skinned?
Was she light-skinned, Nandy? While she answering that, LA Rocker, have you ever spoke to Princess Diana?
Oh, a long time ago, about a year or two ago. Yes, I had. Very nice. She's very nice, very laid back. Not stuck up at all. She said, did you tell me we watched cartoons? We watched cartoons together. What else can I tell you about Diana? What else? Look, she just came in. She said, tell them how we watched Phineas and Ferb. I told y'all that. We did watch cartoons together. She said, oh, she was, yeah. That's what happened. She was coming in to, she was trying to connect with her boys. And we was telling her how to jump. So my niece's brother passed away. That's my helper. So whenever somebody comes to me and they don't know how to get to the people they want to get to without the person thinking about them, I get him to show them how to jump from person to person. So that's how it was. But she did. I had talked to Princess Diana. Very nice, very sweet, down to earth. She kind of laughs at the people that's still here in that I want to say kingdom, because she said, oh, they're all screwed. She said that day, she said, they're all screwed. They're all good. Now, she said, I was the one that was keeping them together. They're all screwed. Light brown.
Nandy said it was light brown skin.
Okay.
I think that was the Betty Wright.
Yeah, Betty Wright. She's fine. Is it Nandi or Nandy? But she's fine. She, let me say, when I said Betty Wright, Betty White came in. And she started laughing. And that's why I said, not you. She started laughing. And
thank you for being a friend.
She said, thank you for knowing that I can sing. And she just started laughing. I said, not you. And she started laughing. But
look, why should I say, so Prince not answering questions?
He just said, I'm not coming over there. He said.
So the answer is no, he ain't answering.
One. He said one. He said, don't give me no hardness either. Don't give me no hard shit. Just make it cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Because there's a real easy question up there for him. Maybe this is a coincidence. This is simply Seneca, but it seems a lot of people's favorite color is purple, including Whitney and Prince. Is there a significance around colors in our auras, or am I reading too much into it?
Nope, you're not reading too much into it. I just said that today. They said, both of them said it's power. It's powerful. They both said that if you pay attention, a lot of star celebrities, favorite color is purple. they said, and if it's not their favorite color, then they do like some type of purple. They'll have some type of purple when they're performing. They said it's very powerful, it's high energetic. Prince said, man, when I learned that, purple was my best friend. He answered that question. He said, then Whitney said, purple wasn't always her favorite color.
Oh.
She just said that. She said it wasn't always my favorite color. She said, but I grew to love it as my favorite color, especially when I understood the meaning of it. So purple wasn't always her favorite color, but it has power. It has high energy.
What was her other favorite colors before purple?
She said, I like different shades of red. I like some blues. I said, what about orange? She said, not so much orange. She said she liked a lot of warm tones. Mm-hmm. A lot of warm tones. She said if you go back and look in some of the pictures, like she's just not performing or something. Even she said, oh yeah, I remember that one. Okay, so remember wait. Oh yeah, okay. It was like a Michael Jackson concert or something like that. She on like brown or something. She said she loves warm. She really liked warm colors. She said, but once she figured out what the meaning was behind purple, that's when purple became her favorite color. So wait, do y'all have psychics? She said, yeah. She said they had people. She said they didn't call them psychics. They had people. So they do have people, psychics, advising the music world.
I believe that.
She said, I never spoke with one face to face, but it was a middle person between me and that one. And they would like help them maneuver through some things. She said, oh girl, the whole industry is a clown. No, she
I believe it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nothing. That's
Prince, here's an easy question for Prince. Can Prince explain why he did not sing "We Are the World"?
He said because it was a lie. I wasn't the world. He said a lot of them people that was there don't even like each other. Didn't even like each other. And he said, so it didn't make sense. He said it didn't make sense for me to be there. He said, now that's all I'm gonna say. And he said,
oh my gosh,
a lie. The whole thing was a lie. He said, I didn't have to be. He said on the outside, this stuff looks, he about to start talking. On the outside, this stuff looks like it's candy. It looks wonderful. It's dazzling to the eye. He said, but when you get into there, it's the most sinister thing that you could ever deal with. He said, he said it was hard. He said, I'm hard-headed. He said, if it didn't deal with money, I wasn't doing it. He said, I was not the world. He said, they weren't the world. A lot of them people did not like each other. So why would I be a part of that? He said,
look, C.P. Seneca said, speak on it.
He said that it was, he said he was very intuitive and very knowledgeable about, and very aware of people's energy and what they were spreading.
Educated Blizzak said, LA Rocker, I believe you are legit because they're screwed is such a British thing to say. You said Princess Di said that.
Yeah, she did. She did. Thank you so much. She said, oh, they're screwed. I mean, I remember because we were on the bed and I had just moved where I am now and I was watching Phineas and Ferb. I'm a cartoon person. You got to stay in that childlike state, y'all, to deal with this world. I was watching Phineas and Ferb and I had picked up my phone and started scrolling and they was talking about, what's their name? The redhead son, Harry and Meghan. And she said, he's a kind-hearted person. She said, and then when that had happened, they had showed his dad and his new wife making fun of some people who were doing their religion. She said, they're so screwed. She said, they think they're living the best life. They're screwed. And I said, do you miss them? She said, I miss my sons and I'm so happy I sent my grandbabies. She said, they're so screwed. And then the other one's wife, she's a sneaky, mean person. She did say that. She did say that. She said, I know they welcome her.
Prince William's wife.
Is that who Yeah, the tall one.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky.
I don't really know all about that, but I know who she is when I see her.
Yes, sneaky mean. And she said she fits in perfect with that family and their agenda. She said, oh, they're screwed. That's what she said. Oh, they're screwed.
This is one of my Patreon members, Ty. He said, can you share anything from Lee Thompson Young? I think maybe that's a friend of his that may have passed.
Lee Thompson Young. Can we get a Lee Thompson Young? Okay. Is he ready to respond right away? Because I know we got other questions. Is this man tall? Is he like, I want to say about 6 foot, about 5'12", 6 foot tall, thin?
Ty, be quick with them fingers so we can confirm.
Be quick. We'll come back to you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back to you. He's an actor. I don't know.
Well, this guy he's darker than me, but not brown skin. He is about 6 foot tall. This is the man that stepped up. His hair is a little curly on the top, but shaved on the side. I just said, are you Lee Tom? He said, that's me. I don't know if I'm looking at the right person. I could be calling the whole
I don't know.
spirit. I don't know. So
I don't know.
Let me know if I'm close on the description. If I am, I'll go ahead and see if he has anything to say.
It says Lee was a hazel-eyed Disney Channel actor. I think, did he commit suicide? I don't know if he unalived himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
He said, it's me. I'm right here.
Anything on Phyllis Hyman?
Miss Hyman, are we here? Miss Hyman not here. She's not here. I don't even see anybody like raising their hand. She's not here.
Okay.
Wait, was Miss Hyman a cigarette smoker?
I don't know. I'll have to Google.
She said, I'm right here. She has a cigarette. Was she a cigarette smoker?
I do not know.
Answer the question.
I mean, is she a cigarette smoker, y'all?
This woman just popped up and said, I'm right here. Who want me? What they want? And she's smoking a cigarette. Was Miss Hyman a cigarette smoker?
Monique said, yes, she smoked.
She's right here. She said, what they want? What did you want? What did you want, Mo? You said her name, Monique.
What you want, Monique?
She said, what you doing? What you want over there? What's that going on? They're all the ones that don't know anything about technology. They're like, what you got going on?
What is this?
Yeah, that's what she said. I said it's a. I just told her it's a TV. It's a TV that I can talk to. It's a phone that I can talk to.
Not a TV.
She said, what you mean?
Is she okay?
She said, baby, I'm good. I'm good. What's wrong?
Mary said that sounds just like her.
She said, baby, I'm good. What's wrong? Are you okay? She said, is she okay? Is she in distress? But is she okay? I think she just asking about you. You passed on. She said, oh, baby, I'm good. I'm good. That is so funny. Okay, Q, what's up? Any more?
Kobe Bryant. We winding down, y'all. Listen, because
we have been out here for a minute.
Yes, we gonna do maybe 5-6 more minutes, But if you guys want to book something with her, because we're at the 2-hour 14 mark, so she done said a lot. She didn't talk to a lot of different people, which I appreciate. But if you want a one-on-one where it's just you, hit her website, hit her on Instagram, hit her on Facebook. There's multiple ways to get in touch with her, but larockerllc.com is how you can link in. Kobe Bryant.
So Kobe Bryant and Juliana, she's 16 now. I remember one time she came to me and told me her birthday, but she comes in and she just watches me and she just like, you know what I'm saying? And Kobe comes in and out, but usually when they come together. When they come together, and then sometimes he'll leave her with me and we'll watch TV together, or she'll ask me about what I do, and it's like a back and forth conversation. She's very, I want to say, inquisitive, and she's just like, what? You could do this? Like, I've always wanted to do this. You see what I'm saying? Like, she really talks to me. She's funny. She's funny. Kobe Bryant is cool. I remember when my daughter had asked if anybody wanted to come back as her daughter, and he was one of them that came through. He didn't answer, but he just came through and was just sitting there. They just walked into my room, and he was just laughing because he's just shaking his head because he's like, "Oh, she's the funny one. She's funny." Just, you know. And then Juliana was just there watching. When he comes, they usually come together. And then, like I said, he'll leave sometimes, and she'll stay with me.
Wow.
And that's it.
Who's around you the most?
Tupac and Biggie. Pun has been around me a lot for the past 2 months because he really, really, really needs and wants to talk to Fat Joe really bad. So he's been around, but Tupac is mainly the one around.
Okay.
So I was talking about the mission that I'm on, and DMX, he was just like, "You really gotta do this." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "What's
your mission? Make it plain."
Yeah, but he said, "This is something you really want to do." I said, "You heard him, it's something I gotta do." He said, "I don't want you out. I don't want you dealing with this." DMX is another one that just, he was like, very protective, very protective. When I said it's a mission, he said, "All right, I'll be there. I got you." And it was the end of, but he just watches. He just watches. And if a celebrity spirit come through, want me to talk to another celebrity, he just shake his head. And he do his nostrils. And then hit this nigga. I'll be like, whoa. Like, it's funny. He's very disappointed and heartbroken. He felt like he was let down. He said when he first paid, he said, "I knew they was coming." He said, "I wasn't for sure where they was coming from, but I knew they was coming." He said, I couldn't, see where they were coming. He said, before, when I was on it, I knew who was coming from me, so I was able to get in and out of it without no issue. He said, but I relaxed. He said, I knew they were coming, I just didn't know where they were coming from. And that's what he said happened. That's how he got it.
Is his mom with him?
Yes, mama right there.
Your mama.
Yeah, she sure did. He just smiled and he pointed. He said, "She right there." Then he just said, "How come you ain't never asked about my mama?" I said, "I didn't know she was gone." That's what I just said to him. And he said, "Yeah, she gone." He said, "She ain't gone. She right here." And he said, "Yeah, okay, she right here," just like that. So she's there. I didn't know she was.
Nice.
But I don't never ask about. I don't ask about the mamas. They just come. I don't ask about nobody. Everybody just comes.
They just come.
Yeah,
because you're a vessel. Cancer Woman, if you go to LA Rocker's TikTok, she has 3 parts pinned about Twitch. So you can go watch that now. So you can go watch that now. Somebody asked, could Jesus come through?
The joke here is, which one? They all just bust out laughing and said, which one? The real one? Or you want this one? So the Jesus that I see right now has an afro.
Is it the one? Is it the one in the picture? The Good Times, the show Good Times, Black Jesus.
Look,
the chocolate one, the one that Michael wanted to put on the wall.
You said that Whitney said, "Nah, he right there." Like you said. It's okay. So there is a young man here who. So are you? What is that? So there are 2, but there's one Jesus. There's the man who was painted as Jesus, and then there's the real Jesus. So there are 2.
The real one. We want the chocolate one, the real one.
Okay, so the real one said, "Don't fault this man." He said, "Don't fault this man because what people decide to do with his look." Can you see? Okay, but it's on my right side, but it look like it's on the left. He said, "Don't fault this man because of what others decide to do with him and his portrait." He said, the other guy said, "I was just." He has an accent, but I'm gonna try to say it like he said, "I was just European for a portrait." He said, I was just posing for a portrait. It's like I don't know.
And then look, then they got us all in Good Times house with Thelma and Michael. And every black home is a white Jesus.
They're real people, but they have like a kind of modest. Like he's kind of modest. He's kind of like
the real Jesus or the portrait Jesus?
The real Jesus. The real one that the story was based on, but changed so many times. That makes sense to you? The actual one. Okay. Mm-hmm. So his name wasn't really Jesus.
What is it? Mike?
No. No. He said that's not my real name. Hardro. I'm not good with names. Hardro. I'm not good with names, Q, but Jesus is not his real name.
Nandy said Hebrew. Nandy done gave you the name.
Is it Hebrew? He said close. He said not all the way there, but you close.
His Hebrew name is Yeshua.
Is it Yeshua? He said again, no, that's made up name.
Hardro?
He said
Jethro. Who gonna say Jethro?
I'm mad as all get out. It's something it's something with an H. It's something with an H.
Okay.
It's something with an H. And he said, I said, so where did they get Yahshua from? He said, my name became that over time. That's not my actual born name.
Okay.
So I said, how did you become this main number one figure? He said, doing what you do. He said, what I do was not rare back then. Everybody could do it because nobody was taught to turn from it. He said, what you do is a natural ability, a natural thing. He said, but I was popular. He said, what you say popular now? He said, I was popular and more people were more drawn to me. He said, oh, y'all, he said, your people, your time is lacking on a lot of abilities we were able to do with these back then. I said, so how you become God's son? He said, we're all God's children. He said, we're all the Creator's children. He said, some of our lights shine brighter than others, and that's what makes the moths come to them more. He said, and then some of us are meant to sit back and watch. I said, so what were you? He said, I was one of the moths that the light just shined a little brighter around. No, he said, like one of the spirits that the light shined a little brighter around. He said, but at the end of the day, if you cut me, I bleed like everybody else. I said, so how do you like that everybody puts everything on you? This is stuff I'm asking him in my mind. He said, sometimes I just sit back and watch and say, why are you giving it all to me? I didn't do that. You did that. So the other one said, I want to do that too. Why is everything put on me? He said, life was taken for granted in our time. He said, this is the other one, not the one that. He said, life was taken for granted in our time. We never knew how it was going to end or how it was going to begin. He said, but your time is a lot worse. This is the other one. He said, it breaks his heart to see how the world has changed in the negative way. They both agree on that part right there. So I just said, do you got a fro? Because I can't get over this fro. I said, am I looking at a fro? He said, I wear my hair in these things, these hair twisty things, braids. That's what he showed me. He said, and he said, and it would be packed with dirt, so I would let it out sometimes. I said, so was it ever laid down like that? He said, never. Never. He said sometimes his hair would catch on fire, and that's why they would put in the hair twist twisty things. That's what he's saying.
So he wasn't light skinned with a silk press. And blue eyes.
No, he's not. He's not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Not right now at all. He said life is life. Everybody needs to learn to cherish life.
Mm-hmm.
He said times was hard. I said, wait, I need to know. I said, were you murdered? He said, yes, I was murdered. I said, do you know about who? He said, unbelievably, a family member.
I thought he was on the cross with what's
That's
going
what I'm
on?
telling you, like, this is how this conversation is going in my bedroom. I be over here like, so wait, tell me this again. You see what I'm saying?
But you know, I ain't no Bible scholar, so I don't know. I'll be like, was it Annalise Keaton? Was that his lawyer?
He said, look, I just said, so Whitney said, He over here talking, she's like, She's so,
She dramatic.
He said, there's nothing different about me. I'm just as you are. So that's Whitney deep. She like deep into what he's saying. Like she just feeling it. They feeling it. Everybody's looking at him and talking to him. Okay, we have any more?
Yeah, I want to bring it on home, okay. Because I'm sure people can ask you stuff all day, all night, whatever. But now you know who she is. A few more people know who you are. You didn't talk to Whitney. I mean, I think the only question that I have left regarding with Jesus, did he help write Conversations with God? Because when I really felt that book by Neil Diamond Walsh, I was like,
no. He said, I got these like y'all got these. Look, Whitney said, bring it on home, Q.
Okay, let me bring.
Wait, she wants to let you know you did a really good job protecting this young lady. She said,
what
good
lady?
job, Q.
What lady?
Me.
Oh!
She said she's so silly. She said you did a good job. I think she did a good job.
Well, that's my final Whitney question is this, because people who love Whitney, and when Whitney was here, Whitney was so spiritual. Whitney always thanked God. She always, so in doing this, like, what is the scenario? Because people be like, this is the devil's work. This is like I think somebody left a comment. That's why Whitney didn't hang out with you, because you're doing the devil's work right now. You're talking to LA Rocker, and you're talking on the other side. That's the devil's work. So, in relationship to Whitney's, religious, her spirituality, and her talking through you to us. Can you bring that on home?
You done got her into it. She said, Q, let me tell you something. Anybody knows the Bible know that this young lady was all through the Bible. She said there were seers and prophets all in that Bible. She said only a closed-minded and one-minded person, one-way thinking person would think that this what she does is of the devil. She said, I said, so did you believe in psychics when? She said, I believe in prophets. She said, she said, all it is play on the words. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. She said, anybody who truly loves God loves the abilities that people have.
Because I feel like it's a gift.
She said, I call them the ability. The reason I call it ability is because everybody can do it. It's just those are more honed in than the other ones, than anybody, the other people.
Some of y'all are more gifted at your abilities.
Okay, I'll let you say that. She said, don't downplay your abilities. You can do this. You're doing really good. But she said, anybody who truly loves God and love for what it truly stood for, and not told to anybody who used their own mind to really process what it was said, will know that there are seers and prophets all through that Bible, all through the Bible, all through the book of Jesus. No, she said, so no, I would not have had an issue with her if I met her in person. I think she's great. Thank you. She said, she said, you are welcome. That's what she said. You are welcome.
Well, can you thank Whitney, Jesus, the pale
Everybody.
one, like all the people, Riri, all the,
Yo, I said, don't forget me, girl.
Who?
Yo, she's right here.
Hi, Auntie. Hi, Auntie.
Hi, baby.
Thank you so much for supporting me while you're here and coming through, while you gone, or while you on the other side. This has been amazing for anybody watching. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching on Soul TV. Thank you for watching on Patreon and For the Love of Whitney. If you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you for listening. You can reach out to LA Rocker for your own personal reading. She's on Instagram at LA Rocker LLC, Facebook, LA Rocker LLC, TikTok, LA Rocker, website, LARockerLLC.com. Now, the floor is yours, LA Rocker. Like whatever you want the people to know that I didn't cover. Thank you guys for all your questions and comments. As you can see, somebody said, I saw that, Q, but you were sweeping those negative comments out the chat like the Sandman, and was I was blocking people left and right because you know what? You could keep scrolling if this don't interest you.
Right.
I wanted to create I want to create a safe space because I'm not trying to convince anybody that you're anything. This is an opportunity for people to listen and make their own decision. And if they want more of it, they can know where to reach you. But listen, you gonna tell me you talking to Whitney Houston? We're gonna talk.
She said, Q, I told you to grab it. Go take what's yours.
Yeah.
She said, get on that podcast. I'm telling you, people are waiting on you to contact them for interviews. She said, take what's yours, Q. I told you that before. She told you that before. Yeah. Get on.
Tell her I'm a solopreneur with no help and I was tired. Tell her
she said, and I told her ass that people out here that work for free. She just said what they call. She's talking, she's talking about what are they called? Interns. That's what they call interns. She said, tell her to get on it.
Okay. Yes. But listen, when I met Whitney, I had my resume tucked in my in the album cover that like I signed and stuff to her. And so that's how she said my full government name when she said, I'm thrilled to know Quencie T. Thomas. And when I seen her like 6 months later, and she was like, yeah, I want Quencie to be the president of my fan club. And I was like, Whitney, now I gave you my resume. She was like, yeah, you did, didn't you? Was she serious? She was playing because I thought she was playing. Please tell me she was playing.
She said, no, I was serious. And she's laughing. But she said, no, I was serious. She said, I was.
I did not take her seriously.
She said, I was not in the business of making false promises. I was serious.
And look, somebody I know said, and now look at you. Whitney was willing to pay you for what you do for free right now.
She said, sure was. She said, now it's all on you. She said, take it by the horns. She said, grab it. There's celebrities, people that you have talked to who are waiting for your phone call to be interviewed. She said that you're going to skyrocket. You just got to build up your confidence within yourself.
It's all about confidence.
She said, I ain't telling you this no more, Q. I'm not Quencie.
Tell her I'll receive it. Even my higher Q is on me. Okay.
She said, sure. Your higher Q said, sure the hell am.
Let me look. Somebody said, great job, LA.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. She said, look, she just said, you about to go? I said, yeah, we about to go. She said, okay. Yes. So I said, bye. So I said,
love
bye.
You, Whitney.
She said, love you, baby. Love you, baby. Y'all funny. Look,
don't
Risa
put the baby
bye.
on it.
Risa said, bye. Bye. I don't know what you're talking to, but bye.
Wait, who said that?
Aretha.
I know she got her purse.
That is so funny. She said, I sure do. And she got a drink. She got like some wine or something.
She's gonna be lit.
She got some kind of wine. She's cool. This was fun. Thank you for having me.
Was it fun for you? Did you have
yes,
did you
thank
feel
you for
cool?
having me. Thank you.
This has been good.
I'll be ready for them negative comments. I'll be ready. Let's
now. I listen. I was doing like this. Get out of here! Kick rocks.
Hey, everybody are entitled to their own.
They are, but they are. But go make a page, go live, and talk about it over there.
Talk about it over there. Let's do it. That's what I'm talking about. What
you not gonna do is come in my space and occupy it with a bunch of junk that I can't.
She said, "Right on."
Well, is there any
preaching? She said, "Tell them."
Listen, you have a bunch of businesses. You go ahead and promote and tell people how they can get in contact with you, so we can let you go. Because we creeping in on my bedtime. It's 8 p.m. I ain't going live till March after this.
Right. Okay, so I want to let everybody know that Quencie Q Studios t-shirt will be available in 2 weeks. Keith Lee's will be available in 2 weeks. Also, I have missions, so if y'all are able to get in contact with these celebrities, let them know. I didn't talk to them because let me tell you, just like Quencie be getting them out of there like the Sandman, they was getting me out of there like the Sandman. They was crazy lady gone somewhere. So that right there.
You talk to other people besides celebrities too, because people need to know.
Yeah. I'll be walking past somebody and I'm like, hey, I know you don't know me, but I have something to tell you. And they be like, what? And then I tell them, and they be like, that's weird. My cousin just passed. Rest in peace, Buggy. John Leo Pierre, that was my homie. He just passed, and I just did something for one of the family members that was there. So it just happens. They just come in, and the higher self comes in a lot, and they're like, hey, tell him that we're slipping, or he's tripping, and this is this, or they're tripping. And I'll tell them, they be like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. So yeah, it just happens. It's for everybody. It's just that the people that's on the street are easy to get to. As I'm walking past them, or I can just, they be like, go to Family Dollar. And I'm like, why am I going to Family Dollar? I don't need anything. Walk up to Family Dollar, they be like, go talk to her. And then I'll go over like, hey, do you know about, you see what I'm saying? And then they'll just be shocked. So it just happens. It just happens.
So it's really just like an extension of you, like your arm.
Yeah. Basically, it's like a phone call. Like, what you doing? Like, nothing, just chilling. All right, I need you to get up and ride down the street and go here and go do that, or call this person. It's funny because they don't understand that because celebrity status don't exist. When I say that I can't get to this person because they have a brick wall between us called celebrity status, they're just like, oh, then you can talk to her with no problem. Takeoff had me laughing because he like, I'm telling you, Cardi, she's cool, she's down to earth. And I'm like, I'll show you. And then I did it. And she didn't respond. He said, oh, this shit gonna be harder than I thought. And it was just the funniest thing ever. So they just don't get it. But other than that, yeah, book your reading, you guys, on the website. I have Stew Stand. Stew Stand is a pre-prep meal service that's only in the city. Meals are cooked every Sunday and delivered throughout the week. What else I got going on? I got the.
Well, where is it delivered to? Like where you live at? New York?
So people place orders, and we just deliver them to the Cincinnati area for the most part. So that's what we do.
Ohio.
Yep. Oh, and Rancid Apple is also screensavers for your cell phones, your iPads, and computers.
They look like the Garbage Pail Kids. Y'all remember the Garbage Pail Kids? It's giving Garbage Pail.
Cute. That's my.
Yeah, they're cute, but that's the vibe. Yeah. Remember the cards? Like, I think you should have some playing cards too. The Garbage Pail Kids.
That'd be fun.
Rancid card, Apple cards, and something. And on the back, it could be something.
Yeah, it's a. I think we have like
something.
Yeah, we have 175 of them, and that's just.
You need to make a card deck.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. I'm telling you, it's
like trading
just
cards.
Gonna take off like no other. It's about to blow up. It's going to blow up. It is blowing up. How about that?
Come on,
and now the t-shirts is coming. Yeah, the t-shirts is coming. Everybody's asking for a Keith Congery t-shirt. So that's coming. So everything will be ready in 2 weeks. I'm so excited.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Well, I just need you to do a drop, your name, and you're watching Studio Q. My name is LA Rocker, and you're watching Studio Q.
Gotcha. Hi, I'm LA Rocker, and you're watching Studio Q.
Boom. That's it. That's it.
One taker.
You are one take LA. Thank you, Quencie and LA Rocker. Thank you both. Q is a safe space. You got it. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shai said we've talked before, LA. Can't wait to talk again. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Yay.
Well, that's it. That's it. I just want to thank you so much for coming on, for getting the message to me. I didn't know it was going to lead to an interview, but it was supposed to. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your gift with all of us and talking to all of the spirits that, that came through, because you didn't have to do that. You can't get this 2 hours and 40 minutes back, and you decided to spend it with us. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Q. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Oh, yay!
Thank you.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Bye. Listen, you stay there. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Until the next live stream, if you look up and you want to rewatch this, y'all know what to do. Go to Patreon. Okay. That's where all of my best stuff is. Patreon. But I go live for everybody, but replays, Patreon. All right, you guys, until the next post, the next live stream, the next event. Thank you so much. I appreciate you listening. And
bye. Thank you.
Peace.